Welcome to the Smark Foundation Podcast. I'm Aaron. This is Adam.
Oh, hi, Marks.
And we are here to go over the best in AEW and a little bit of news and our Call in the Ring segment, as we usually do this week. Okay. So we were talking a little bit before we started recording about the news and what we were going to go over here. And um, the craziest thing I saw this week really was Mercedes Monet's $25,000 booking fee. Um, Now, this I don't know. As a businessman, I'm like, if she's getting paid this much money, then she's probably circling around 2 million at AEW. If this is her nightly rate,
Yeah.
um, I don't know if I like. I mean, I've seen people get injured at indies at pretty much every show I've ever been on, and I don't know that I would allow a contracted worker to work on an indie show if I were paying them $2 million.
Uh, See, like that's where I think Tony being Tony comes in. Because number one, he offers he seems to anyway allow all of his wrestlers to work on the indies if they want. Chris Jericho's done it, uh Omega's done it, the Bucks have done it, big stars have done it, along with the evil Unos of the world who are lower on the card. So
Yeah,
it would be hypocritical to disallow her to do that simply because he's paying her a certain amount of money. And certainly it's probably not the most of anybody in the company, but it's probably more than any woman in the company for sure. So
yeah,
you don't want to be a hypocrite about that, number one, because then you get into, well, debates on, okay, is that misogynistic? Is it that, is that blah blah blah. Secondly, I think he's the one who came up with the idea of her doing the Ultimo Dragon deal, which necessitates going outside the company to do these things. Now,
yeah,
in terms of what she charges, that's up to her. Tony has no control over that. But
yeah.
like, maybe that's her way of insuring herself, just in case she does get injured. Like, hey, if you want me to come all the way out to fucking Poland,
Mhm.
you know, and risk injuring myself in an effort to get yourself a little bit of publicity for your show and we can help each other, that's great. I'm going to call my shot about what I'm worth. I'm already making $2 million a year or whatever. It's going to take a lot to get me off the couch on my off days. So what am I worth to you? I'm going to shoot my shot, say 25 grand. If they're willing to pay it, okay, well then bluff called. Like,
Yeah.
all right.
No,
Like
I
to me, it's like it comes down to like there are going to be conversations about, knowing her worth and all this stuff, especially considering how she left WWE and them not appreciating this. I
yeah,
mean, they were balking at her doing a Star Wars show. Star Wars, one of
yeah,
the
stupid.
biggest a pop culture brands in the entire world, and they were balking at giving her time off to film that. They
Yeah,
didn't learn their lesson with Batista and Guardians of the Galaxy, apparently. Like
no,
it just they just wanted to control how many dates they had and blah blah blah. It's like if you don't trust your roster, that deeply talented roster that they had at that point, like if you don't trust, your own selves to come up with a storyline explanation for why they need to be off TV and to fill in the gaps storyline wise with something else that'll keep the attention of your customers, then that's on you, bro. That's not on your talent. Let them do the thing. Let them bring more attention to your brand while I think the real thing was that they just weren't in control of it. And Vince McMahon specifically was very much all about being in control of his little puppets.
hmm
And
now,
to his detriment, clearly to his
now,
detriment.
now, that brings up a point for me that might I mean, probably helps me explain this, and actually might be the case, because it makes sense. At least in my head, it does right now.
Mhm.
And that is, does Tony allow them to do stuff like this to just in another way, on another layer, be the antithesis of WWE that he is? Because they control their people, they control the dates, they don't let them work indies, they don't do all this other stuff. They're not going to go out and do all like, unless WWE owns the company or it's like an ID thing or whatever, they're not letting a WWE wrestler collect 11 belts. If a WWE wrestler collected 11 belts, he would have like all the NXT belts and all the Raw and SmackDown belts and like the Speed Championship, and then they probably still wouldn't have 11. Um, and like, I think about because I mean, in either division, men or women, I don't think they have 11 titles in a singular division across all the shows. And if they do, it's just at that number, you know? So is this a way where Tony is like, I want to be so different from WWE and how I treat my employees and the culture that I build inside my company that even with someone like Mercedes or Chris Jericho, who are probably like the two highest paid people at the company right now.
Likely,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I mean that's pretty likely. I mean, I don't think that doesn't make sense.
I don't think I don't think that's controversial to
No, I don't.
suggest.
I don't think that would be controversial. I don't think that's a hot take.
Even with Jericho's diminishing role, I don't think
Yeah,
that's controversial take.
I mean his contract was probably fairly large when he came in
Yeah,
because he was the name that
he
came
was
with the
the name,
company.
and
Yeah.
I don't think he would have re-signed 3 years later for less,
Mm-hmm.
even if he
So
was doing less.
especially after he had just gone on like the Le Champion run, like he was definitely getting more money at that point. Because I mean, he was doing great work back then.
Yeah.
I hate to say this right now, but I kind of miss Chris Jericho. What the fuck?
Hey,
You
look, it
know,
works.
it
It
does work. You
worked,
know, like
and
you
now he's
go away
probably
for
gonna
long.
leave.
Now, I kind of hope we see him at least like. Please go out on your back from AEW before you
I
show up at the Royal Rumble.
he's
Like,
I think he'd want to. Honestly, given like the stuff that I've read about him and like he always said that he wanted to retire as like without any pomp and circumstance, just going out as a heel who got the crap kicked out. A lot like he left WWE in 2005.
yeah,
He got thrown in a garbage truck for God's sake.
and disappeared.
And disappeared for 3 years. So you know, I I think that he would want to actually, given what we've come to expect from him and what we
Mhm.
know about it. I mean, he's written a ton of books and stuff like that. Like the guy is pretty well known in terms of what his attitudes
Yeah,
are towards wrestling. So uh I think if he doesn't, I think it's just a matter of Tony Khan wanting to cool him off,
yeah.
which is dumb because like his contract is going to run out in January. He's going to show up in the Royal Rumble anyway. It
Yeah.
doesn't
So
matter.
let me say this, okay? Tony could literally never mention him again,
Yeah.
cool him off, keep him off TV until his contract runs out,
As soon as he makes
and
that
let
Royal
it,
Rumble, he's going to get that
dude.
pop. Doesn't matter.
As soon as that
Yep.
fucking countdown hits,
Yeah.
that fucking arena is going to blow apart. It does
Yeah, it
not
is.
matter what company it is.
No,
Like if he shows back up in AEW, he's gonna get a huge fucking pop.
he
But
is.
if he shows up at the
He's
yeah,
been gone long enough to make you miss him. You can't be the only one.
yeah, and
So
and I am well known amongst the AEW fan base as being a dickhead. So hey guys, like I know what I fucking am. All right, but like I'm apparently the guy who watches
he's
AEW
a
who doesn't like
reflective
it.
individual.
I
So
do love AEW. For those of you who are wondering, like I don't watch it every week because I fucking don't like
he
it.
doesn't hate watch it.
No, I don't
Listen
hate
to
watch it.
us. Like we give valid criticism, but we also rave about stuff.
Yeah.
The both of
Now,
us do,
but I
not just
know
me.
for a fact that I am a bit of a dickhead. And I know that a lot of the AEW fan base, especially on Blue Sky, probably sees me as a bit of a dickhead because I give a hardline opinion a lot of times and I believe what I believe. And because I'm inside the business, I have a little bit of a different perspective than other people. But at the same time, I miss Chris Jericho,
Yeah,
proving that if you go away for long enough, people will miss you.
absence does make the heart grow fonder.
And if he shows back up in AEW, he will get a huge pop. He
We
will.
talked about this a few weeks, well, a month ago, a month and a half ago, and on Call in the Ring. Like, there's still stuff that he can do on his way out. Like
Yeah.
he can like I like the idea of combining the two of our ideas. Yours about putting a whole bunch of people over, and me from the character side about his character being the guy who like is like going through the stages of grief about how the fans feel about him.
Mhm.
I still say that you could do what you want to and have him put like literally everybody over for 2 months, and then like the first day of December, or well, not 2 months now, we're closing in on it, but like halfway through December, have him win a battle royal to determine who faces Hangman at World's End. There you go. And
Yeah.
then you have him go out on his back there in the main event and put over Hangman when he was the first guy to pin Hangman in the
Yeah.
first world title match in AEW history. Have that come full circle. I think that's
Yeah.
a great idea. Personally, combining the two major points of what we were talking about.
Mhm.
I feel like that's super like a good use of him for 2 months.
Yeah. It would be great. And then he could still show up at the Royal Rumble and blow the fucking building apart with his
Yeah,
pop. Like, I mean,
because it's gonna happen one way or
yeah,
another.
because
What's the point? Just use them for what you can get out of them.
yeah, unless you're
I
a
still think he has something to
hardcore,
offer.
I mean, unless you're a hardcore, terminally online wrestling fan, kind of like we are,
Yeah,
you don't watch both companies. You
yeah.
have one that you watch, and that's what you watch. So, and you usually don't care about what, like, I don't watch WWE. I don't usually normally care what's going on over there. Am I going to watch the Royal Rumble? Fuck no. And I'm mad I don't get to watch it this year.
Yeah.
It's like the one thing that even if I hate WWE, I will watch, but emanating from Saudi Arabia,
Saudi
no
Arabia,
thanks.
it's a
Yeah, no
deal killer.
thanks. It's a
Yeah,
deal killer. But
not just a deal breaker; it's a
but
deal outright
now
murderer.
see, there we go. There might be the reason where his pop doesn't come through and it's a failure. It's because they re-debut him at Saudi Arabia, where it seems like the
Um,
fans don't really give a shit, to be
I
perfectly
don't,
honest.
I don't know so much about that because remember the greatest Royal Rumble he was in, and
Yeah.
that was their first one. That was their first Saudi show, and it
Mm-hmm.
was after his full time contract with WWE had run out. And
Yeah.
he came back to do a one shot. As I recall, he got a pretty decent pop,
I don't
but
know.
I'm not.
I
But
just feel
I
like
don't
the
know.
fans at those shows arbitrarily go, yay, like
Yeah,
they're not really like kind of like
they
the
do what
North
they're
Korea
supposed to.
shows,
Yeah.
like they don't really like they, I don't think it's like required that they be there
Well,
by
there are
the
fewer
government or
women at
anything.
these shows, though.
But yeah, I just don't feel like they care as much. Like if you had Chris Jericho re-debut at a Royal Rumble in Tampa, Florida, or Madison Square Garden, or
Yeah,
fucking the Staples Center in LA, the fucking building would crumble around that motherfucker.
yeah, yeah.
But in Saudi Arabia, I don't know that that's the case.
Well, then all the more reason to not cool them off
Yeah.
because it does. I mean, if it doesn't matter either way, and if you can expect in Saudi Arabia for the pop to actually be diminished,
Hmm.
then what do you have to lose by getting the most out of him for the last 2 months?
Yeah. I don't know. In this
Honestly.
case, like if I'm Chris Jericho, and I know we've gone way off of our starting topic here,
Yeah,
folks.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. We freeform content is our first segment. So, um, but if I'm Chris Jericho, me personally,
Hmm.
and I'm looking down this pathway that I'm on, and there's that fork at the end, and you have to pick a side. And I'm
Yeah,
staring down a loss to Hangman at World's End, and then possibly re-signing my contract and going forward from there into a classic Chris Jericho character resurgence because he's very good at that shit. We cannot deny that.
yeah. He's the master of it.
He could go from his lowest low. He climbed out of the lows to get a title shot. He loses clean to Hangman. That story comes full circle, re-signs his contract, and now he gets to do a character resurgence, with Chris Jericho, and maybe end up right back in the world title picture sometime down the line with that murderer's row that is in the world title picture.
Hmm.
Because I honestly am not. I wouldn't be mad if I got Swerve and Osprey and Hangman and Joe and all these other guys against Jericho at some point over
I
the next year.
guarantee you those guys could pull a good match out of him.
So I'm looking down that on one side, and then
Hell,
on the
honestly, I thought his match with Bandito, where he dropped the belt, was great.
it was great. It was great.
And that wasn't just on Bandito.
No,
Like
no,
they had
Jericho made it a great
that
match.
great moment where they psyched this out, where they completely fooled us. They had us hook, line, and sinker with the pin, and then the appeal that his family made to the ref, and then
Yeah,
reverse the decision. Like that got us.
yeah.
We bit. So like that, I can't imagine he
Now,
didn't have a creative hand in that. Like
right
that sounds very Jericho.
now on the other side of this fork in the road, I'm staring at my AEW contract ends. I maybe get to go out on my back against Hangman. And then they're going to re-debut me in WWE because I signed a contract there at a Saudi Arabia show.
Yeah,
Me personally, I re-signed at AEW.
yeah.
As much as a
I
lot of
don't.
people don't want to hear that and would like Jericho to go out on his back and be done, if he's going to sign another contract, if it was me, I'd do it at AEW because I mean, fuck that. Like, oh, I'm
You
staring
saw what
down the
happened with
barrel of
Sting.
the obvious thing, which is they're going to make me go to Saudi Arabia, which is going to piss a
I
bunch
don't.
of my fans off.
I don't think Jericho really cares about that. If
I
you're,
mean, maybe
we're
he
being
doesn't.
honest.
Oh, okay. Maybe he specifically doesn't,
Yeah,
but I think like the difference might be like cementing your legacy
yeah,
versus trying to set another panel of cement.
yeah. I think it's tough because like if he does that, do you think he ever gets into the WWE Hall of Fame? His career is absolutely worth the Hall of Fame ring, 100%, no question about first ballot. But do you think that he ever makes it if he pisses off Triple H by not signing?
I okay, so
That guy is just as petty as Vince was, but Vince was able to put aside stuff for money. So
I honestly think that Triple H is probably also capable of putting aside things for money. Not just because not because he's, not as petty as Vince or whatever, but because unlike Vince, he has people like Nick Khan and the owners of TKO to also answer to,
he,
where they're
yeah,
going if he says, "Hey, I'm not going to bring Jericho in for this Hall of Fame because blah blah, I'm mad," and then the guys from TKO go, "Wait a minute, you're going to shut out a guy who's worth millions of buys for this particular pay per view fucking run right here."
I don't
And
know.
then
See,
a
like
Legends contract after that where you can use them for whatever, and they'll go, "What kind of fucking idiot are you?" Like fucking because they're
maybe, but
if they're
TKO's
about
full of a
money,
bunch of idiots too.
that's
Like,
true. But
I mean,
like,
to me, from what I know and what I've seen of Triple H, I think the only way that he'd have Jericho back is if he could put him in a ring and somehow humiliate him because he's never liked
see,
Jericho
that might be why
ever,
I see,
ever.
okay. So tell me this, all right?
He put the
We're
kibosh on the first title win, even though it was massively over. You
That's
remember that
true.
the
Yeah,
fake WWF title win with the fast count with Hebner, and then they reversed it, and then Jericho, even though that got an enormous reaction, bigger than anything else on that night of Raw, didn't even bother to run it back on pay per view. Didn't
no,
even bother because Triple H was too embarrassed and he was too threatened, and he didn't want to drop the belt back to him, because that's what would have happened if they had run it back. He didn't have as much political power. He could probably stop the match from happening, but he probably couldn't stop if he couldn't stop the match from happening. There was no way he was going to be able to stop Jericho from going over in the face of the reaction that it got. Not at
yeah,
that point in time. This was 2000, so like he wasn't. This was, let's just say, it wasn't the reign of terror. A couple of years later,
yeah.
he
It
wasn't
was a
entrenched at that
precursor
point.
to
He
it.
wasn't. He was not on the creative team at that point and couldn't actively have a hand in his own stuff
So
at that point.
here's the thing that I'm wondering, okay?
Hmm.
Because I mean, even if he pisses off somebody at WWE, it doesn't get to be in the WWE Hall of Fame. All right.
Hmm.
How I mean, we're coming up on women's tag team titles now. There's
Yep.
not a whole lot of other like further awards we can do before we have to get into like the mixed stuff.
Right.
Um, we're also at 6 years.
Yeah.
How much longer do you think Tony Khan puts off a Hall of Fame?
I say he probably waits till 10 years. I
Even
say he
so,
put I say he puts it off till 10, so he has a solid decade behind it, so that nobody can say, okay, well, you're just doing this to stroke your own ego. It's like, no, you've been around a decade. You deserve, that's long enough to
now
have a Hall of Fame for something.
what if in that vein, thinking like that? Because I mean, we know Tony. Okay, we're not. I mean, we don't know him, but we know like this man obviously is thinking way into the future.
Oh yeah, he's got plans.
Like I
He's
know
got plans.
he probably knows who his next six world champions are, as long as
Yeah,
things fall in place in the timing that he wants it to do.
yeah.
You know?
Like he's been proven that he's willing to pivot. But yeah,
Yeah.
if everything goes
I bet
according
he's
to
got a
plan.
conspiracy room in his house somewhere. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah,
post-it notes with the strings. I bet he's
yeah.
got one of those, and it's just
Like the
wrestling book. And
Charlie Day meme
yeah,
from
yeah, he's got one
It's
of
Always
those.
Sunny. Yeah,
Yeah, he's definitely got one of those in his house somewhere, and it's wrestling shit.
yeah, probably.
Um, now, what if to get Jericho to re-sign, Tony's like, "Hey, man, re-sign another 4 year contract. By the end of that 4 years, we'll be at 10. I'll open my Hall of Fame, and you'll be my first inductee."
I think that you would have to have him as first class anyway,
Yeah,
regardless.
first class
Absolutely.
period,
And
but first
here's the thing
inductee
too.
probably.
Here's the thing too. As long as he's on a WWE Legends deal, that ain't happening. They won't let him.
Yeah, they
They
won't
won't
let
let
him.
him appear for it.
No.
So there
Tony
might be
Khan and them have
incentive to
made a
do
trade
that.
before, but I don't know if that'll ever happen again.
No, that was before uh the, the
Was
accusations
that trade with
of
Vince? Did he make that trade with
I
Vince?
don't remember. I do remember it must have been because I think it was before
I can only
uh
think that that would be the only person with the sway to be able to get that
yeah,
done
it
in the
was
first place.
before the accusations of contract tampering,
Ah,
and
okay.
that was when Swerve was getting hot. So it must have been like it was like right after Swerve started. Like I think it was like while he was tag champion with Keith Lee, if I
Okay.
remember correctly.
Yeah. So
So I think this was on the very tail end of Vince
yeah, it might have been a deal with
stuff.
Vince, and yeah, he's not getting that. That deal's not happening with TKO and Triple H. I don't think
Nope,
so.
no way. They
Um,
don't want to play ball with
no, no, they
them
don't
at
want.
all. They
They're
see them
being.
as nothing but competition to be ground into the
And
dust.
it's funny how they've kind of ceased and desisted on their counter programming lately.
Well, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't. No, it doesn't fucking work. It doesn't
It
work.
doesn't work.
AEW gets the same buys it gets always. WWE gets the
And
same buys it
WWE
gets
just
always.
gets stretched thin with subpar, glorified house shows.
Yeah,
So I
basically,
mean,
basically, it is glorified. Yeah.
it hasn't worked,
Like,
and you know,
how are you going to counter program a show that surprises a couple of 25, 30 year wrestling fans? Like, we watch AEW pay per views and get surprised
yeah,
nearly month to month.
yeah.
Like, we,
Generally speaking, yeah,
yeah. And so we do that, but then you're gonna counter program that with a Saturday night's main event where everybody who bought a ticket and everybody watching from home damn well knows that title is not changing hands
no,
because
never
it's
does.
not WrestleMania or Royal Rumble because that's
Or
pretty much the only
SummerSlam,
or SummerSlam because that's pretty much the only time they'd let the title change hands anymore. Is
yeah,
that one of the big four?
yeah.
So like
Unless there's an injury or
you're going to
something, yeah,
counter program like some of the most exciting wrestling on television with some of the most predictable shit on television.
yeah.
And I just don't feel like that works.
Their big move on the last one was the return of AJ Lee,
Yeah.
which means a lot to a lot of people. I won't deny that. But like if no disrespect to AJ Lee, but if that's the level of return that you are boasting as this huge deal, then you're running thin on nostalgia acts to bring in, right? You gotta figure.
Well,
So Like,
You have to
and
think about
that's
this,
been
dude.
what they've been leaning on since 2012 or so.
Well, I mean,
So,
think about it, dude. Like, how many, like, I mean, since 2012, okay, like, we might not feel like it,
yeah,
but that's 13 years ago, man.
yeah,
Like, how many, like, I mean, you got to think about it. Like, a lot of the nostalgia acts in 2012 were 10 years past their expiration
yeah.
date, man.
And the thing is too that wrestlers have longer careers now. A lot of the guys that you could conceivably bring back as nostalgia acts are still with the company.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like what are you
Like,
gonna do? Rehire Dolph Ziggler? You just let him go a year ago.
it's
Like,
funny. It's funny because, like people I don't think WWE understands. Like, people like Seth Rollins are out here doing interviews talking about, I'm going to retire when I'm 45.
yeah,
First of all, that's only like a few years away.
yeah, it's not long.
And I don't understand. I don't know that WWE understands that, like, you have not created another star like
No,
Seth Rollins
yeah. I
since
mean,
he came along,
they're
and
trying to
they're
with Braun
trying,
Breaker.
they're trying,
Um,
but they're not. That's going to be
yeah,
such a hit to their
yeah,
roster, like to their overall product. Like, Seth
yeah,
is such a huge part of their product,
yeah.
and Becky
I
won't
am
be far behind, I don't imagine.
no, God, no. Are you kidding me?
And that's, I mean,
I
that taking that 1-2 punch that could really hurt
Yeah.
WWE.
I mean, you can tell though that I mean Becky is thinking about that too, with the way that they're, I'm not watching it, but I'm keeping up with it on the sheets, and it's like it's very clear that I mean she's the Intercontinental Champion, she's not the World Champion.
Yeah,
She's putting others over. She's building new divisions. She's not the focal point of the show anymore. Like
yeah,
she knows her role and she's doing it to the best of her ability, which is high. So, um, like that she's thinking about it. I mean, they have a daughter.
yeah,
They've got to, she's young, but she's gonna start going to school now pretty soon if she hasn't already.
yeah.
So like, God, start thinking about parent things and like a two wrestler household is it's tough
Yeah,
to
it's got to be
have
tough.
any semblance of normal family
No.
life. Like I gotta think that Becky's probably retiring in 2 to 3 years. Seth is what 40 or so, I want to say.
I'm not sure exactly how old he is, but I know it's only like a few years before he's the age
Yeah,
he was talking about. So, but
yeah.
like,
Let's see here. He is okay. So he's 39. So that's 6 years still.
yeah.
But like I mean, six
But I
years
mean,
is
that's,
it's gonna
it's
blink. And the way that he wrestles, I mean, he's injured right now.
yeah, he's injured right now. Yeah. Well, see,
So
here's the thing. Like, getting back to kind of our original point, like, one of the only nostalgia acts they have left to bring in that they haven't brought in is Jericho.
yeah,
Tony Khan, by means of by way of his vast resources, honestly, could at this point really throw a wrench in WWE's fucking gear system, man.
good.
Just by making Chris Jericho an offer he can't refuse. Like,
Yeah,
what you have to do, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to give him at least what you're giving him now for the next 4 years,
and give him stuff to do. He's
and
not gonna be
give him
content
stuff to
sitting
do.
on the
But
sideline.
you need to stroke that fucking rock star ego with that very first Hall of Fame inductee brush.
Yeah,
You stroke the fuck out that ego with that thing, because that's what'll get him to sign it.
you
It's
could
that
probably
ego.
you could probably convince him to do it by saying, "Look, let's be real here. You stay for another 4 years and we open up a Hall of Fame. You're first ballot, right? Do you think that if you go to WWE right now, they'll put you in their Hall of Fame? Sure. But you'll never be in this Hall of Fame because they won't let it happen. But if we put you in ours and your contract is up, they can always take you back and put you in theirs eventually down the road. But as long as you're under a Legends deal, and it's a pretty good chance that they'll keep you on they'll try and keep you on a Legends deal for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
you'll only be a one time, a Hall of Famer in theirs instead of in both. Would you want one or would you want both? I'd
Yeah.
want both. That's a legacy thing. That's an ego thing. That's a payday thing.
Yeah.
Like it to me, it's just easy math.
Yeah. I
And
feel
like
like it is
he
easy.
knows how WWE operates.
Yeah.
Like even with the old man gone, he knew who took over.
Yeah.
He knows how they operate, and he doesn't like Triple H. Like they've never gotten along. They have gotten along to get along, but they've never gotten along.
Yeah.
So I can't see him. I can't see him trusting Triple H as far as he could throw him,
Yeah.
really. But
I
he
don't see
would
that either.
definitely take the money if he had, a 1 year run. Although, I mean, even then, like, if I were him, I would look at how AEW treated Sting and how WWE has treated pretty much everybody. John Cena, their biggest star the last 20 years, and how
Mhm.
they royally screwed over his retirement. And I'd be like, oh, I don't want that.
Yeah. No. No, I
Even
hope
if
he
he does
stays.
still want to go out on his back and without any fanfare or whatever, like what do you think signing with WWE would bring? It would bring the idea of a retirement run, regardless of whether they advertise one or not. It's going to be brought up. It's going to be seen as that,
Mhm.
regardless of what you try to how you try and tint it. So you might as well roll with it. And if you do that, if you want to go on the retirement run, I would really rather do it in AEW, especially since they have historically shown Chris Jericho a lot more reverence than the audience has given him in the last year.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, I would rather be treated like Sting than like John Cena.
Fair. That's fair. Yeah. With that said, speaking of
Yeah,
AEW, we got
yeah.
a
Let's
Dynamite
try and
here.
go through this a little bit more quickly than we normally do, since
Yeah.
we took up a ton of time at the front end
Yeah.
here.
Oh, and just to get to our original point, Mercedes Monet's booking fee is perfectly fine,
Yeah,
and Tony is being the antithesis of WWE by allowing her to do such things. So
absolutely.
there we go.
100%. No.
That
Hey,
makes sense.
Mercedes, make your money. Get that bag, babe.
Yeah,
You got my full
get it.
support.
And also, whoever's listening to us at AEW, please go tell Tony about the wrench in WWE's gears thing because I would really love to see that happen just to irk them. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your
I
attention to this matter.
I think most AEW fans at this point have a heavy petty streak
Oh,
towards WWE. I don't
yeah,
think I'll ever go so far as to like regularly call them the Fed,
the
but like
Fed.
which is dumb because the same people who call them that are the same people the Fed is a term that people who used to be obnoxious about following Dave Meltzer and the Wrestling Observer used to describe WWE.
Yeah,
That was imported from that fan group, okay? And yet those are the same people who oftentimes are very critical of Dave Meltzer, which I find hilarious.
yeah,
But they still use the term. I'll never probably use that term because of the obnoxiousness that's attached to it from that previous usage. But yeah, I won't lie. It would be kind of fun to see a spanner thrown in their works.
yeah.
I'm a little spiteful, not gonna lie.
Right. So we are this is AEW Dynamite from San Antonio, Texas at hmm, which
Techport, bowling center at Techport.
okay, okay, yes. I have not been to this one, so I had no idea what this place is. Good event,
I
yeah,
like
good video though. All these
I
videos are
like
pretty
the
big.
venue. It looked like they had a big house. I don't know
Yeah,
how much it seats, but it looked like it was a full house. And they were loud
yeah,
for both this and for Collision too. Like it
yeah,
really Collision benefited from being a live show and they
yeah,
weren't tired fans. But like it was I thought the crowd was great.
yeah. It really was. They Texas
The
has been
setup
killing it.
did force an interesting hard cam situation. That
Yeah,
was kind of interesting.
that hard cam
I
pointed
don't know if I
directly at the
like it or
ring.
dislike it,
I don't
honestly.
know. Yeah, I don't know if I'm with that hard cam pointed at the
I don't
Like,
know.
because you're making your wrestlers play to the aisle. It's
Yeah,
weird, man. I don't like it.
I don't.
I
I
don't think I
mean,
like it.
I'm not against experimentation though. You
Yeah, I'm
don't know
not
what
either.
works. You don't know what works until you try it. So
Yeah. So we kick it off with Hangman Page.
no, no,
Yeah,
no.
it was a thing from past Saturday.
Yeah,
We go
yeah.
backstage after Wrestle Dream, and we got
Right. Oh,
Hangman
that. Yeah, yeah. I thought you meant the
wondering if
promo. I'm like, no,
no,
that's
no, that's
Collision.
on Collision.
Yeah.
But no, we it's the backstage after Wrestle Dream and Hangman Page just basically wondering if Joe's lost his damn mind and
Uh,
letting him know he's gonna ruin his life.
I believe there is an acronym that's appropriate for the situation. That acronym is FAFO.
Yeah, but
Joe FA'd and he's about to FO.
yeah, yeah, I think so too.
Or F to A and he's about to
Now
FA. FO.
considering the world title situation, the
Mm-hmm.
result of the following match, our opening match for the night, kind of threw me off a little bit because I kind of expected the Hurt Syndicate to win here.
I did too. Um, this would be a
Yeah,
running theme throughout Dynamite where we thought we were getting new things and we are just getting continuation of other things.
yeah,
Hopefully that ends at Full Gear. And the blow-offs will be there. And I think it will because the Continental Classic starts after Full Gear.
okay.
So I think that's probably the the impetus for that decision is like, oh well, what do we do for a month? Oh, we can just drag a couple of these things out because some of these people are going to be in the Continental Classic anyway. There's no reason to give them like a month feud when we can just extend something that's
Oh
already in
my God,
process.
I just realized we're gonna be on break during the Continental Classic.
I know it made me really upset when I realized that.
You know what,
Uh,
guys? When the Continental, we are going to find a Sunday that we can get together during our break to do Continental Classic stuff because
yeah,
I don't want to
we'll
not
figure it out.
cover that. We will figure it out. We'll do a one-off holiday episode or something, and we'll cover
Uh,
Continental Classic.
our last regular season, I guess, show for season three, will be the one that covers Full Gear, if
Full
I'm
gear.
not mistaken. That'll be
Yeah.
our Call in the Ring segment.
Yes.
Before that, the week before that, for Call in the Ring, we will kind of do a preview of the Continental Classic. We will discuss who we want to see in it
Yeah.
and why, and maybe changes to the format if we want or something like that. See if we can figure out maybe not figure out who's going to be, not deduce who's going to be in it, but who we want to see, who we would like to see get those shots because
Yeah.
there are only so many spots.
True.
There's only 12 spots. So,
Yeah. Um,
yeah.
I thought the trios match was really good. Um, despite you know, the crowd mostly chanting bad things at Joe and pro Hangman stuff during this trios match that did not feature, other than We Hurt
Yeah.
People, it was mostly Hangman and Joe chants. But I did really enjoy the Hurt Syndicate against these guys. Like, I
They
thought
had a
that the
kind
dynamic here
of
was really
odd
good.
chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Like it didn't I didn't feel like it would work, but it did. Like
Yeah.
mostly because, MVP isn't what he used to be. Like he can still go, but in short bursts.
I
And
got two ball-ins in a week. I'm happy. All
yeah,
right.
it's true.
I'm a happy
And
guy.
me, I'm not like the hugest big Bob supporter. Although I love me some Shelton. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I love how much work Shibata got in this. And Shibata
Mm-hmm.
was mean, which
Dude,
he
yeah,
needed to
he was
be.
so mean. It was
He was
cool.
it was so good. Like I wasn't prepared for the heel turn for Shibata because I'm like, no, I don't want heel Shibata. And then he turned and I'm like, yeah, give me mean Shibata.
Yeah, give me more of that. Hell
Give me
yeah.
more of this. Because he
Yeah.
was mean
Yeah, give me the
throughout the
Shibata
whole
that
thing.
Anoki beat the shit out of. Like, give me that
Yeah.
Shibata. Like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, give me little Inoki because
Yeah.
he'll just beat the shit out of people. I'm
Uh
happy with that.
well yeah, this was pretty good. Everybody gets some shine. Uh get a ball and elbow drop toward the end of it. Uh, but what? He tries to do the playmaker, but Ricochet comes out of nowhere, just causes a distraction. Joe locks in the coquina clutch and doesn't take long for MVP to tap out. Uh, then the rest of the demand are up there. They all got their big awesome anime capes on. Uh and yeah, like I said, this was I mean, this was a fine match. It wasn't anything like super special or whatever. Everybody got a little chance to shine. The crowd was into it.
Yeah,
But really this just kind of served as a way to not only uh enhance the I and honestly, if you look at it like this, it's probably the right call because the Ops just turned heel. You don't want them to lose their belts right after they turn. That
right.
seems kind of silly if you really think about it. Unless Hangman were to get involved. That's the only way I could think of that, but instead they decided to go with Ricochet screwing over uh the Hurt Syndicate and prolonging that. So I don't know what kind of blow off they're gonna have for that one at Full Gear. But I mean the matches they've had before have been good, so I don't know why people are complaining that we get to see it again. So I don't know. Either way, the Ops get on the mic afterwards, and the star of this is Powerhouse Hobbs because Joe Joe rips apart the San Antonio crowd and makes a comment about uh, he says the fat San Antonio women will keep Powerhouse occupied, and then at Powerhouse he just looks like he's having so much fun. He's got this goofy look on his face, and he pantomimes lifting a I presume large woman over his head and then having her drop like right on him. Like even he's not powerful enough to lift this woman. Like I think this heel turn is gonna be so good for Hobbs because he already in this one promo is showing so much character that we haven't really seen before. Like we've seen heel Hobbs before, but he's kind of just, mean street guy Hobbs.
Yeah,
He's never been funny before. Like this is new. I like this. This is good.
he's mean on Twitter. He's told me to shut up so many times.
Yeah, well, maybe
Even when
you
I was
should.
like,
That dude's a bad
even
dude.
when I was like, I hope you get better soon. Shut up.
Shook.
Goddamn.
Like, yeah, okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
Please don't hurt me.
Yes, sir. Powerhouse, sir.
His
Please don't
muscles have
confuse me for
muscles.
lunch.
Like, but yeah, like Joe finishes saying that, reinforcing the initial catchphrase, the ops are never lacking, and no Hangman shows up. I was kind of disappointed, but we'd get that later on Collision.
Yeah.
We'd get a rebuttal.
After that, we've got Chris Statlander backstage with Renee Paquette. We kind of see Ulta Monet arrive. I don't like them calling her that.
I like it
I
personally,
don't,
but
I don't. But anyway, um, we see her arrive with her 12 belts and 12 men. Um,
Belt Boys.
and oh gosh, is this where Dalton Castle's guys went? Is this where all of
I
them
don't know.
are? 'Cause
I What I do know is that Serpentico uh volunteered to be a belt boy. So I kind of hope that one of those guys was an unmasked Serpentico and that was an
was it
Easter
John
egg.
Cruz?
I don't
Was John
Oh,
Cruz standing in
John
there?
Cruz
'Cause
wasn't one of them.
I'm pretty sure
But
that's Serpentico.
I don't know. I don't know. I've never
uh,
seen them in the same spot at the same time. It could be it very well be true.
but basically, she just is trying to figure out what's going on with Statlander in this um challenge that Mercedes Monet laid out for Full Gear for the women's world title, and it looks like Statlander's accepting that, and we're gonna see her versus Mercedes Monet at Full Gear, which I thought until Collision. I thought that the losing the world title match would be the beginning of her downfall, but I don't think that's the case anymore. And we'll talk about that more on Collision. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I could see it, but I, I, I'm going with my original pick here. I think they're gonna save that for paper. Like, I mean, we'll get to that when we get to that. I know we're
yeah,
going with that though, so we'll
yeah,
get to
yeah,
that.
yeah. I don't think the big belt like TBS, world title, things like that she's gonna lose in her efforts for will happen on pay per view, especially the AEW title.
Yeah.
But the other ones, maybe not. But we'll talk about that more on Collision because I think I mean I like I said right here, I thought she's gonna lose to Chris Statlander, and that's where we're gonna start our spiral.
Yeah, me too.
And then Collision happened, and I was like, maybe not.
I
So
mean, and if it doesn't happen, that it happens then the booking got you, and that's great.
yeah, and that's great.
It's
Yeah,
great because
yeah,
there's very little that can surprise us anymore.
right.
I like to be uh given doubt in certain cases.
Yeah.
Which
Um, After that, Darby Allin makes his way to the ring with his AEW flag and kisses it and gives us a nice kind of short promo about how nobody else will do what he will do for AEW. That he's willing to die for this place. And then he'll
yeah,
never say I quit. And I really don't like it when Darby Allin says he's willing to die for this place because one, foreshadowing in wrestling is real. Okay. And two,
yeah, you're tempting fate at that
yeah, you're
point.
tempting fate. And two, please do not escalate this further. Like we are you John Moxley tried to drown you last week, dog. Like where can we literally where can we go
I
besides
mean,
actually murdering you?
yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I mean, it's Darby did vow to take literally everything from him, and we will see that he has started to do that. There are
Yeah.
effects of that we'll talk about in just like a couple of minutes here about
Yeah.
how that oh, my favorite part of the show, honestly. Uh, but up before that, we get the four-way tag team match.
Well, before
Uh,
that, even
right?
before that, we had Jurassic Express
Oh yeah, yeah.
talking about how they want more than their 500K that they won. They're basically calling their shot for the world tag team titles. And man, boy, is that division already thick, Phyllis.
And it got thick overnight.
Yeah.
It feels like it's weird because you have Brodito that as well as they've gelled, we're kind of a weirdly randomly put together tag team at the start that just caught fire, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden you have this division. And remember when the Hurt Syndicate was defending the belts, they weren't really defending them against the top teams.
No.
It reminded me a lot of like Mariah May's world title reign. It was like, okay, you're facing mostly the the guys that know the people that you don't really expect to win anyway to pad
Mm,
your time until the real thing comes along. Like I think Mariah May's only real challenger other than Tony Storm was like Thunder Rosa. And I
yeah.
don't think any of us bought her losing to anybody but Tony anyway.
No, not
So
a chance.
that was the story. And that's fine for the record. That's absolutely fine. But like this is a similar thing where the Hurt Syndicate were dominant, but they were against as much as I love them, they were facing the Outrunners. They weren't facing FTR,
Yeah.
one on
Or
or
the
two on two.
Bucks
They
or
weren't facing the Young Bucks.
yeah.
The two best tag teams in the company and arguably the world.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they weren't facing those guys. They were facing the undercard tag teams.
Yeah.
To pad their arena. Now Jet Speed may be an example of like somebody who has since risen to a similar level, not the same level, but a similar level.
Well, I mean, yeah.
But when they faced the Hurt Syndicate for the belts, they were still a fledgling tag team.
Yeah, they're brand new then.
They were brand new. They didn't have the momentum that they have now, which
Yeah.
is incredible because Jet Speed mostly loses. So in the big spots.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're still wildly over is a testament to their talent.
Right.
But yeah,
Now,
like
yeah.
this now with what we've got cooking here, all of a sudden this division is like, holy cow, they're chock full of tag teams. We
Yeah.
have a
Like,
division now.
yeah. So it's kind of odd that some the tag team that just now came back and is in the middle of a storyline elsewise is calling their shot at the tag titles. It's I don't
Yeah,
know.
but I mean, look, the one match that they've had is 2-on-2. They beat the Young Bucks.
Yeah,
That in and of itself is enough to put them in the conversation
that's
because of who
true.
the Young Bucks are and the equity that act has.
That's true. That's true. But I don't know. I feel like Brody King and Luchasaurus are probably on equal footing. But I mean, if you look, if we're going with Bandito versus Jack Perry, come on,
I
fellas.
mean, Bandito's clearly superior, but they'd still have a great matchup.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm
I
sure.
mean,
Bandito could throw Jack Perry around
Jack
so
Perry's
hard.
Jack Perry's skills are far more leaning to a babyface presentation anyway. Like the
Yeah,
skills in ring, like
yeah.
like he
That's a
had some
problem though.
real
Both of those teams are huge baby faces. Like,
yeah,
oh,
but that means you can't lose either way, no matter which way that goes,
that's
right?
true. That's true.
I still say they're probably going to switch the belts to FTR somehow before Adam Copeland comes back, so that Adam and Cope and Christian can win those belts off.
Yeah, I
But
think that's
who
probably
knows
gonna
what
happen too.
happens in between? I don't know.
Yeah. So after that, this is where we have our four-way tag match, which is apparently the beginning of implications for our women's tag team title tournaments, which we
Yeah,
talk about a little bit after the match. So, um, in this
yeah. The
case,
winners gets to call their shot
yeah,
because it gets their first opponents in the bracket. Their first opponents in the tournament they get to call.
right.
So
I really thought, like, looking at this roster, I was like, oh, well, Willow and Harley will probably win this. So I was really surprised when Aminata and Hayter won this.
I was surprised too, but it does make sense. They're the most thrown together of the bunch.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to establish them as credible challengers, it makes sense to give them the win,
Yeah.
even even if what you're like, I don't know. And the finish was great. I thought, they each grabbed one of Penelope's arms in the underhook on either side of her.
Mm-hmm.
And then Amanada gives her the Queen's Crown headbutt, and then Hater, she's already got the underhook, lays her out with a Haterade. I thought that
Yeah.
was a great finish, honestly.
Yeah, it
I
was. I
think that's
liked it.
great.
Yeah. But after that, they, decide, we get to, they're going to go ahead and choose now. We don't have to wait till Collision or whatever next week to figure out who they're going to face. Then they pick Julia Hart and Sky Blue. So,
Sisters of Sin,
so in the first
which is
round,
a much better name than Triangle of Madness.
yes, it is.
That should apply to all
God,
three of them, not just
yes.
two of them.
Yeah, right. So in the first round we're gonna have Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata, and oh my god, do I have an I don't know if I
And
have.
versus Sisters of Sin.
Yeah.
Then you have Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron versus who is it?
I'm looking
Not
for the
for the
thing.
brackets.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if
Uh
somebody put
versus
up
I
the
think it's
bracket.
it's not Megan Bain and
Oh, here we
Penelope.
go.
They get Ty J.
Okay, it's
And then
Aminata and Hayter versus Sisters of Sin, Willow and Harley versus Mercedes Monet and Athena.
Athena, that's right. Because later in the show, Athena will come up to Mercedes Monet and pitch the idea of the two of them actually joining forces despite their enmity towards each other.
Yeah.
And basically Athena plays into Monet's desire to be a belt collector and then abducts her for minion training, which I thought was
Yeah, I
great.
thought it was funny. She abducted her for minion training. That was
Because
fucking great.
Monet's like, what? And
Now
she
I know,
just
yeah,
pull
she
off
just
screen.
pulls her off. Now I know we're jumping ahead a little bit, but we are going to talk about the women's tournament right here
Yeah.
because this is where we figure it
Yeah.
out, where we
And
find
then
out that what's going on. So it's Windsor and Riho versus
yeah.
Tony and Mina, and then Megan Bain and Penelope Ford versus Ty J.
So Mina has an interview later and they confirm the name of their tag team. Do you remember a few weeks ago when we booked this tournament? Do you
I
remember?
do.
Do you remember what I named their tag team finisher?
What did you name their tag team finisher, Adam?
I named it the Love Bomb.
Ah,
They are the timeless love bombs.
that's great. It's so great.
Who's calling the shots? Me.
Somebody's listening to us, man. Which one of you is listening to us? Please
I don't
just
know.
just hit us up on Blue Sky and come on the show. We'll gladly have you here,
We'll
please.
gladly ask you for a job.
Yes. I will yeah, I'm totally gonna ask you for Tony Khan's number and start texting him.
Yeah, we'll shoot a shot.
Hey man, like I'd love a job. Would you like to get together for lunch and do some cocaine about it? Um
I'll go on the road. I like
Hell yeah.
travel.
I do
I like
too. I
going
love
on
it.
planes.
I love it. I love it.
I want to go to Wembley Stadium. Hit me up.
If there's one thing that can make me give up my cannabis industry job, it would be a job at AEW. I'm not even playing with that.
But
But yeah,
yeah,
so look, this tournament is basically shaped up exactly how we booked it, pretty much.
almost, yeah.
I mean, there's a couple
Didn't
things like
didn't
I don't
call
think
Windsor
I
and
didn't
Riho.
call Windsor and Riho, yeah. But one thing is that the one thing that lets me know that Mina and Tony may be the winning team in this is that their first matches against Windsor and Riho, which actually is probably the most thrown together of these tag teams.
But it might produce the best match.
Oh no, it'll be a great match. It'll be a fantastic
Like
match. But
Riho's a workhorse, Windsor's a workhorse. She hasn't been seen on AEW TV in almost a month. Like that's weird. Like she's
I
been doing
imagine
ROH
she's
stuff, I think,
probably
but
been allowed to be
yeah,
home with Will and their kid while he's
probably.
recovering, you know, and
But that'll have implications because of Tony uh and Windsor's friendship. That'll
yeah.
have some weird stuff going on.
Um
Ty J versus Bane and Ford, like they've been really pushing that Ty J are like the original tag team
I think
here.
they're gonna eat one here, man. I
I
I really
I
just
know,
don't
like
see
it's
them
weird,
like
like they're building them up, but I don't think they're gonna win.
no, I don't think so, especially not now. Like if they had
I
put
mean,
them against Riho and Windsor or them
I
against,
mean, you know how
you
I
know,
you know how I booked my tournament. I
yeah.
booked uh Mina and Tony against Ford and Bane. I thought Bane and Ford are going to go all the way. They clearly aren't because they're going to lose to Mina and Tony,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they're on the same side of the bracket. And
Yeah.
it's going to happen. But like
Yeah.
that was my final. That's what I thought was probably the going to be the best, in terms of you know
Yeah.
heel
Picking
versus
the
face
final out from this
dynamic. Like,
though,
yeah,
I
this
can't
is
pick the final. I can't. Like
yeah,
Tony and
like
Mina on one side.
the other
Oh
side.
fuck. If they hadn't have
I
put
want to
Mercedes
say
Monet against and Athena against Willow and Harley, I might have been like, this is easy Willow and Harley.
I think that Athena and Will. I think Athena and Mercedes. I think they might win because it's Harley on the other side, who is over but is used to eating pins. You know. That said, like with her TBS title or with her world title shot, you would presume that the finals of this tournament would be on at Full Gear. So I don't think they'd have her do double duty. So either she wins either this team, makeshift team, this championship team, wins the first round and then loses the second, or they just lose outright.
What better way to set her on her spiral than losing to the lady with the puppet?
Yeah, it's true.
Mercedes
And
eats the pin in this match to Harley.
and I think that there's precedent for this because if you look at Mercedes' tag team record in AEW, I think she might have won one match where she was part of a tag team, but the rest of the time not.
No.
She does not have a good tag team record. So her even teaming with the forever champion, her eating a pin here actually goes to kind of it's actually justified by the history they've already set up where tag teams, at least in AEW, despite the fact that she has an excellent tag team record in WWE, it is firmly established with Bayley. Like maybe that's what they're setting up for. Maybe this is like she's only good in a tag team if it's with Bayley, and they're gonna try and sign Bayley when her thing is up.
I honestly hope so.
Me too. I think it's a better fit for
Yeah.
her.
But like, yeah, this
But like I see Sisters of Sin going over.
I
I
don't
see them
I
going over
probably because of
because
Tekla.
they lost. Because they lost to Amanada and Hater in this match.
Yeah.
I see them going over. So
Yeah.
I think makes less sense to do heel versus heel. So I'm gonna go with your idea of Harley pinning Mercedes in that match to go on. But I think it's gonna want the I think the Sisters of Sin are gonna wind up in the final.
Yeah.
I think
After
they'll lose.
yeah.
I think they should lose. I think it should be Tony. Tony's the biggest star in the women's division, arguably the company. You want to set your brand new division on the right path and establish it firmly. Give her a 3 month title reign with Mina, and then put somebody else over and give them the rub, and
Yep.
then they never have to touch the tag team title again
Yeah.
if you don't want to.
You just kick it off the once. That's all you
Yeah,
really need.
that's all you
Uh,
need. And
yeah.
honestly, what I would do, I would have them lose to Taj. Have Taj do like a redemption thing. We thought we were going to run this thing. We were the original tag team, and we were eliminated in the first round. Then have them fight from underneath and be them, the
Yeah.
cohesive tag team, the one that's been there since to 2020.
Yeah.
Then have them be the second one and have them go on a long run, like a
Yeah.
long run, like 5, 6, 7 months, that kind of deal.
Yeah.
I think that would be healthy for that division, and I think it would be a great angle for a couple of ladies who don't have a lot of great angles under their belt. They have good matches, but they don't have great angles under their belts. I think
Yeah.
this would be a good idea for them.
After that, we've got the Young Bucks outside Tony Khan's door again. Once again, beating on the door to demand a money match. Renee comes to talk to him, but they kind of just shoo her away. And then
A
Tony
wild,
actually comes
a
out.
wild Tony
A
Khan
wild,
appears.
no shit, dude. Like, this might be, is this the first time he's appeared in a backstage segment like this?
In
This
a
might.
long time. Not the first time, but it's been a long time.
So he comes out and he says, nice to see you guys. I heard you. You want a money match, and you said you'll team with anybody. You said you'll fight anybody. So I'll put some money up, and you guys can fight Jurassic Express and Jet Speed. And they're like 4-on-2, and he's like, no, I'll put up $400,000, and it'll be you against Jet Speed and Jurassic Express, and you'll be teaming with FTR.
You should have heard the scream I scrumped when FTR walked through that door. I'm like, oh my God. Like the history, the implications. This is the first time that they've ever tagged with one another. And I
Yeah.
was so excited. That's a main event that gets this guy happy for
Mhm.
sure. I was pumped. I was like, I don't even care about the rest of this show. Can we get to Saturday so I can see that match?
Right.
That's how badly I wanted this as soon as it
Now, I
so excited.
I could have given up the rest of the show for that, but then this next segment happened, and it was hilarious.
It was.
Mercedes Monet and her 12 belt celebration is crashed by Minnie Monet, which I
Yeah.
thought was fucking amazing,
Yeah.
especially the way they played this. So, like, you know, she comes out, she's got her 12 guys with her 12 belts, and Renee Paquette introduces her, and she comes up, and then we hear Minnie Monet, and then she pops up next to the table. So obviously Harley's got, her stage blacks on, and she's
Yeah.
under the table, which will come into play here in a second.
I honestly, when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's not even Harley. That's Stat, isn't it?
Yeah.
It
So
wasn't quite that. It was close to it
it was
though.
close, but that does come into play. So, she's got her 12 belts now because she won the WPW championship in Manitoba. And now, um, so here's Minnie Monet, and Minnie Monet is giving the the speech.
And
And
she's getting the crowd to chant CEO with
yeah, the
her.
crowd's
And
chanting with
like,
her, gets Renee to
oh my, it's
dance.
so
She
over.
corpses Renee like
Oh
twice
my God.
during this.
And you've got Excalibur and Brian Danielson at the counter at the tape the announce table doing the CEO dance along with the puppet. Like, oh my, could you be any more adorable
Oh, it
than
was
that?
great. It was
It was
great.
fantastic. It was so
Now,
good. Like, I know that a lot of this came off as very like sports entertainment, but they don't do stuff like this often.
mm-mm,
So when they do, more often than not, they put a lot of thought into it and how it's going to be good, how it's going to be
yeah,
entertaining. So like there is absolutely room for stuff like this in pro wrestling, 100%. I'm very much Simon Miller-esque. Goofy
Right.
wrestling for life,
Oh,
baby.
for
I
sure.
like
Goofy wrestling for
all
life.
of it. I like pretty much all of it.
So
Oh, I mean, I'm not like a super big death match guy or whatever like that, but like the entirety of pro wrestling, love it. Absolutely
love it.
adore it. There is absolutely room for stuff like this, and
Oh yeah.
especially when it comes off this well.
Yeah. Now, so Minnie Monet is talking, and then Mercedes gets mad. She grabs the mic and she says, from Mercedes, from Renee, and it's like, "Are you gonna use stupid marks?" Or, which I still don't like when
I
people use
know.
the word marks,
I
but
thought of you when that happened. I'm
I
like,
was
oh,
like, "God,
Aaron's
you
not
got to
gonna
call
like
us
that.
marks, man." Really? But she's like, "Y'all want to mock me after everything I've done for women's wrestling and all this?" And I agree with her on that. Like,
Yeah.
we shouldn't be mocking Mercedes Monet for everything she's done for wrestling. Okay, but the whole time she's doing this, Harley's mocking her with the puppet.
I
The
know.
whole time
And
I am
the
dying
the
while
best
she's
part
doing
is
this,
that
dude.
she treats the puppet like it's a real person.
Yeah. So
She
she
is
grabs the
completely
puppet.
she there's this thing where this dichotomy of working with the Muppets online
Yeah.
where it's like the two different methods. There's the Michael Caine method where you treat every Muppet like it's a real person. And then there's the Tim Curry method from Treasure Island where it's like, well, I'm surrounded by Muppets, so I should be a Muppet. And
Yeah.
she took the Michael Caine approach, and I think it was better for it.
Yeah, it was better. But
I think it was better for it.
she gets really mad. She grabs, she like grabs the puppet and like slams the puppet into the cake and then grabs up Harley. And this is where the
Oh,
best part
well,
happens.
but before she grabs Harley, the puppet, she makes the puppet come up like, real slow and opens her mouth like she's so embarrassed and upset. I'm like, how can this thing that doesn't have anything but the one facial expression because it's sewn on felt, how can she make it emote like that?
I don't know, but
She's
she's great
so
at it.
talented. She's so hyper
So
talented.
we've got the emoting puppet, and so she goes to grab Harley, and this is where the stage blacks come into play because apparently she doesn't see that also underneath the table is Chris Statlander, who lifts her up on her shoulders from the floor. Like we don't even see Statlander until Mercedes goes 5'10" up into the air, and we
Yeah.
realize that Statlander is under her. And then
Yup.
she slams her into the table, and we get a crazy I am the table moment because
Yeah.
holy crap, she slammed her hard. That table did not break.
Nope.
And
Not the
then
first time.
she picked her up and slammed
Which
her
is good.
again.
Honestly, I like that it didn't break the first time because then we got that moment of her in reacting to the cake all over her, and then we got to see her go through the table.
Yeah. And
I thought
then
that was great.
and then one of my favorite parts of this, and I know it's something so simple and little, okay, but like one of my favorite parts of this is that after they've slammed her in the cake a second time and broken the table and laid her out, they're covered in cake goo,
Mhm.
obviously.
Yeah.
They actually start eating it.
Yep.
I'm sorry, every time I see
Yeah.
somebody on TV get covered in like a food substance and they're just like horrified because they're covered in sugar or something, I'm like, why aren't you just
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm fine, like
Yeah.
they did that, and I was like, nobody fucking does that. And for
No.
some reason, I was like, that just made it even better. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, now they're even eating the cake. Like, this is
Yep.
fucking great.
They're enjoying their cake.
They're enjoying it, and I, this was great. This top
Yeah,
to
it was a
bottom,
great
there's
segment.
almost, you can, like, there's got to be a Renee corpse meter. Because if she fully corpses out, this is going to be a good segment. And she
Yep.
was corpsed out like halfway through this
Yep.
motherfucker.
Yep.
Just couldn't speak anymore.
Harley's just so funny.
She
She's
is.
just so legitimately inherently funny. Like
I think
I
she
yeah.
also knows that Renee thinks she's super funny.
And she leans
And
into it. Oh, for
she's
sure.
trying to
Oh,
corpse. Like, can I
absolutely.
get her to fully break on national TV? And I think that's
Yeah.
what we're going for.
Yeah. No,
I
I
would have already
completely
lost my shit. I would have probably lost my job already because I couldn't hold it. Like, I would be like, oh my God,
Yeah, you're
just
lucky Tony Khan's running the show and not Lauren Michaels.
right, right. After that, we've got after that funny, we go back to some more serious, and we've got John Moxley after Wrestle Dream. A backstage segment from there, similar as the one from Hangman earlier. And basically he's just saying that I don't know, it feels like he doesn't believe in himself as much anymore. Like he keeps saying, like, I knew in my heart I was gonna win, I knew you would fold. I believed you were done and you made me a liar.
Yeah.
And is John Moxley, is that regret I smell?
Yeah. But like it pissed me off in the moment because it was like, now I'm gonna no sell this and just go forward. I'm like, ugh, all right, fine. And then the match happened. And it was brilliant. Everything about this match was brilliant, and it fed right off of that promo. That promo needed to be right before this match in order for the contrast to be as stark as it was, because it made you think with that promo, okay, well, I'm putting Darby Allin behind me. I'm not laying, I'm just going to go and do the work. I was like, oh, great. Just Moxley, just going back to Moxley again. Then this match with Kyle O'Reilly. And Kyle O'Reilly, it's no, it, we're no stranger on this podcast to heaping praise on Kyle O'Reilly.
Oh no,
Everybody
not at
knows
all.
that we are fans of Kyle
We
O'Reilly.
fucking love Kyle
But
O'Reilly
we
out here.
also have to be realistic about his placement on the card. He is low to mid card placement at best. And that's part of the reason why this worked too, because he's an
Yeah.
excellent wrestler with dangerous skills, but he's also so low on the card that you thought that this was another just um, a bounce back wins for John Moxley to just like get him back, in the driver's seat. And then the match happened, and Kyle O'Reilly's beating the crap out of John Moxley.
Yeah.
He is putting an MMA style clinic on the guy. And every single time he gets him in a submission hold, most notably an ankle lock, Moxley goes wide eyed and completely freaks out and tries to escape with everything that he's got. The story they told here was fantastic.
Yeah.
And then it ends in a way that I never thought I'd ever see happen for John Moxley in his presentation, because he's the big bad. Even when he cheats to win, it's from interference or whatever. He never blatantly, while he's in a submission hold, resorts to. It wasn't even blindsided. He grabs the ref by his shirt and gives him a full-on elbow in the face.
Yeah.
I was, I gasped. I audibly gasped as I was watching this. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, oh my God, Kyle O'Reilly won by DQ. That's huge for him. They
Yeah.
don't do DQs often in AEW. So when they do, they generally try to make them count. They made this one count because of what it meant for the story. Not only for Kyle O'Reilly is giving him a huge boost, but also in showing John Moxley that while he cut that promo about, just going back to work and trying sloughing it off, no, no, Darby Allin did something to him. He fundamentally changed the psychology and the emotional makeup of John Moxley. And now there is doubt. There is self doubt. There is a fear of submission.
Hmm.
He can put on this. It was lampshading him. He was, I mean, and honestly, because of this moment, it almost makes the fact that in the I Quit match you couldn't see any of the glass in that water. It almost makes it worth it. It almost makes it mean more, because then it was just a regular submission hold that he tapped out to,
Hmm.
and that's what's playing on his mind. I tapped to just a regular submission. Nothing fancy, nothing special, nothing ultra violent about it. Just a submission. And now I'm terrified of being put in the same position. It was an incredible story, and I am very invested in seeing where this goes now.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
this was to me, this was the best thing all night. I loved this. I cannot heap enough praise.
Yeah. Now, as they call the disqualification, a bunch of referees swarmed the ring along with the Death Riders and the conglomeration, with Roddy Strong especially going directly after Mox. So it looks like it's not just Kyle.
Yeah.
Roddy might be next on that list of people who are going to beat Mox. But then the referees kind of restore order long enough for us to start our next match, which is Roddy and the conglomeration, which I don't know why they still say Roddy in the conglomeration. Roddy is part of the conglomeration. He's in the damn
Uh,
entrance. Okay.
he is, but he
Like he
doesn't want to
he
be.
doesn't want to
Like
be, but he
the whole
is.
deal. Yeah.
So we got the conglomeration with it's Roddy, Mark Briscoe, and Orange Cassidy, which is a crazy trio,
Yeah.
versus the Death Riders trio of Claudio, Wheeler, and Daniel Garcia. And
And this match was a banger too.
yeah, it was, man. Coming right off the heat of what had just happened, like this was freaking crazy.
But
I
yeah, like
really enjoyed it,
the
man.
Death Riders had a real bad night on Dynamite,
Yeah,
and
they
they didn't
did.
win this one either.
No, they didn't win
No,
this one. And then when Pac came in and tried to attack and save everybody, he got fucking stomped out by Ishii for a little bit there.
yo,
and,
yo,
and that's going to lead to, a match on Collision, which I can't wait to talk about because that was a good one
oh,
too.
oh yeah,
But um, the Death Riders are kind of at the end they kind of get back and they're going on the attack and they put Ishii comes in and saves, but they kind of put him away. But then, oh yeah, Marina Shafir low blowed him,
hmm
and they're coming. They're going to they cleared the commentary desk so Castagnoli could throw Cassidy through it like he did Darby Allin.
yep.
And I was like, holy shit, they're about to like fuck up Orange Cassidy. And then here comes Darby Allin and another ringing knee shot with that damn bat, man.
Oh yeah,
He's coming
yeah,
for y'all's kneecaps mafia style. Have y'all not figured
hmm
it out yet? Like
yep,
double knee pads, folks. Double knee pads.
yep. Not even Claudio can gorilla press you on one leg.
Right. Hey, maybe they should hit up California Governor Newsom for some of those specialized knee pads that he's making for the GOP senators. After that, we had we already talked about this. The Mercedes Monet backstage segment. She's covered in cake. She's accosted by Athena. Athena convinces her to be her tag team partner and then drags her off to minion training,
Yep,
which I guess kind of
kidnaps
makes
her.
sense since Mercedes is currently yellow,
Yeah, yeah. It was very
full on
it
minion
was a
color.
very yellow cake.
Yeah, that was straight up minion yellow, man. So I
Yep.
mean, I get maybe that's why she took her to minion
Maybe
training because
maybe
she's like, oh,
I
you're
think
yellow, let's
that's
go.
I think maybe that was foreshadowing, whether it was accidental or retconning.
Maybe.
Like,
After that, we've got Mark Briscoe backstage, and we are making this Fletcher thing a 7 series, aren't we?
probably.
I think so too. And
Yeah.
because I mean, but honestly though, I need them to flare this up somehow. Like, not you don't need to heat it up. Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. I'm never not going to want to see that match. You could tell
Right.
me that's the headline or that's the main event of Full Gear, and I'll be happy. I never don't want to see Mark
But
Briscoe versus Kyle Fletcher, but
after
after
five
five
matches, I want to
matches,
step.
we need a stip, we need the stakes to go up.
Yeah.
We need something because what we're going to get over the next few weeks until Full Gear when we have this match is Mark Briscoe going, I want that TNT title shot. And Don Callis and Kyle Fletcher going, ha ha ha, you don't deserve one. You've already lost to me 3 times.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's about to happen. I need this to go up. And I mean, honestly, I'm having a hard time thinking of a suggestion for how they can go up because we have kind of ridden the dead brother thing to death.
Yeah. And to be fair, like they with this series they haven't touched on it, which is nice.
Yeah, but I mean, we
Um
kind of rode that to death with MJF, and we saw what happened to MJF.
you
So
you,
I mean, like,
you got to figure maybe you have like a pick your poison deal.
mm,
Like okay, you if you beat you know if you beat this other member, you beat Lance Archer,
yeah,
or somebody, you beat Takeshita, or not, maybe not
that's not
Takeshita,
happening.
no, not
Yeah,
Takeshita, but like one of the heavier hitters in the family, you beat them, then not only do you get me, but you get to make the stipulation of the match with the expectation that when I beat you, regardless of what that stipulation is, that is the last time you challenge for the TNT championship while I hold it.
hmm
And that's the trade off. It's like, okay, I, you know, I'll let you get a chance at me, and I'll even let you get to pick that if you agree to stop haranguing me after I win, after I
right,
beat.
yeah. because he's persistent, if anything.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is. He
Um,
is.
After that, they reveal the championship bracket for the women's tag team tournament. We've already kind of discussed this. And then after that, we have our main event, the Rainmaker in a unified championship defense. We got Okada versus Bandito, which
Yeah.
was a fucking match, wasn't it,
I
man? Like,
mean,
holy
I don't
fuck.
think I don't think Bandito is capable of having a bad match right now. Like he is
No.
absolutely on fire.
And
Um,
Okada can drop a banger pretty much at the drop of a hat.
yep.
So, I mean, we had the makings for a great match here. I was looking forward to it. I was not fucking disappointed, except that Bandito didn't win. But I imagine Okada's not going to lose that title until he either loses it to Takeshita or he loses it to the winner of this year's Continental Classic,
Which is probably going to be the same thing.
which may be
So
also Takeshita. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's gonna be. I
Yeah.
think
I
that's the
mean,
only way that you can kind of force the issue in storyline without Don Callis having anything to say about it.
yeah. Yeah. Where Tony Khan hands down the edict and like, I mean, you got to get with the program or you can
Yeah,
go home and not get paid.
yeah.
And so I
Like
mean,
you're gonna
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I don't know. This match though was fucking, whew, man.
yeah. It was mint, man. Like
It
it
was
was fun.
totally good, dude.
Lots of cool stuff from Bandito. He tries the 21 plex a couple of times. He hits it on Okada, but doesn't bridge,
Mm,
right? Which allows uh, Okada to kick out when he does go for the cover, and then uh, he tries for 21 plex again at the end of the match, but Okada moves away from the ropes, and then Okada drills him with the Rainmaker on the rebound.
yeah,
And all it takes is one Rainmaker. That's a very protected finish. When you
yeah.
hit that Rainmaker, when he hits that Rainmaker, you know it's over unless it's that like all out,
Unless
or
it's
unless
Kenny
it's going to
Omega.
be against Kenny Omega, or I would imagine probably Takeshita is going to be there too.
I
I
think
am.
Takeshita's probably gonna kick
I
out of
think
it.
he's going
Yeah.
to hit the Rainmaker, and it's going to be a really great false finish, and Takeshita is going to kick out on the way to eventually winning that match.
Hmm. Now, speaking of Takeshita, after Okada retains the championship and has won, the Don Callis family comes out to celebrate, but they're kind of truncated by Takeshita's entrance, who comes out with his, IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, which is definitely a more important belt than the one that
The
Okada
more
is
important
holding.
belt, but it's a crappier looking belt.
Yeah, I don't like the way it looks. I
I
want to bring back the old one,
hate it.
please, guys. Can you
The
please
old
bring
one
back the old one?
was so good.
It was a work of
It was
art.
classic.
Yeah.
It was
Um.
fantastic. One of the best belts of all time.
Right. But I mean, Kyle and Callis cut Takeshita off from going all the way to Okada, but you can see it on his face. Like this family shit is over. This is like he's about to tear
Yep.
Okada a new asshole, and I can't wait till that happens. That's gonna be such a
So
freaking barn burner, dude. Oh my
there are people
god.
on Blue Sky who don't see the vision. Like I'm telling you, I don't care what kind of you know relationship Okada left behind with New Japan. The main event of Wrestle Kingdom on January 3rd or whatever it is gonna be Takeshita putting the world title on the line against Okada and beating
Yeah,
him. And if that happens in the Continental Classic as well, fine. But it's
it's
the
definitely
end
happening at
goal.
Wrestle Kingdom.
The end goal is Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, we're gonna have
That
an
is the end goal.
AEW main event at NJPW Wrestle Kingdom. That's
Yep.
just gonna happen.
I mean, the fact of the matter is that New Japan is starved for stars right now.
Mm,
They absolutely need the buy rate that an Okada will bring.
yeah,
Bring him back, have him do the job to the new guy, and establish that he's under contract in New Japan as well. So he's a New Japan guy, whereas Okada right now is not.
yeah.
So you put over the New Japan guy. Like, I don't know how the fans will react to it. The Japanese fans, they're a little different than the American fans. They would I imagine that they would probably want the returning hero Okada to win
Mhm.
because he's been their guy for so long. He's like their John Cena. But the right thing to do is to put Takeshita over. And Takeshita, has bought a little bit of goodwill with the quality of his matches, since joining New Japan.
Yeah.
So if he can continue that and consistently be going to Japan to defend that belt in bangers, maybe he can mitigate some of the uh, the drop off and some of the cheers for Okada. Maybe they'll turn the cheers to Takeshita.
Maybe.
When they decide to make noise, they don't make noise until about halfway through a match.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
They famously do not make a lot of noise.
yeah, they're
Very
very
polite
respectful.
wrestling fans.
They're very respectful. It's a different culture. I'm not hating on it. I'm just
No.
calling
Yeah.
it what it is. They don't make noise
Yeah.
until they're really, really invested about halfway through a match.
Yeah. But that was Dynamite. It was pretty good, man. I had a
Yeah.
lot of fun watching Dynamite, especially that Mercedes Monet segment with
Oh
Harley
yeah,
and Stat. It was probably my
that was
favorite of the
fun.
night.
That was fun. That was my second favorite part of the night.
Yeah. After that, we've got our collision coming from the same arena, I think. Or
Yes.
no, yeah, yeah, same
Yes.
arena. And we start off with our world champion, Hangman Page.
Who was announced as the men's world champion by Arcadiara.
Yeah, that's true. True.
It's slowly creeping its way into regularity. It's not official, but it's creeping in there. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
This was a good promo. Hangman, gives Joe the old die, the old dies, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yep.
And Joe, of course, Hangman and Joe have both been the villain at one point or another. Um,
I don't know what you're talking about. Hey man, did nothing wrong.
whatever, arson. Anyway, uh, and public intox. So
I, Public intoxication in and of itself doesn't make you a villain.
I think that
Can
makes it
make you an
aggravated
idiot.
arson.
I mean, am
Um,
I a villain? I've been publicly intoxicated. You've been there while I've been publicly
yeah, I no, no, no.
intoxicated.
See, what I mean is like he got publicly intoxicated while he was burning down Swerve's house, so I think that might make it aggravated arson.
I mean, I would want a breathalyzer test. It was just one glass of whiskey.
That we saw.
I mean, sure, but again, that's hmm,
Yeah,
that evidence is less there than the actual arson
yeah.
is.
So,
But yeah,
basic, yeah. Hangman basically just he does this promo regarding Hook and Shibata, or not Joe and Shibata and Hobbs, and they're the ops and how they're coming after him, and they're all big and bad and all that, even though he never should have thought he could beat Hangman for the world title, and then kind of wraps it up with reiterating that when he finds Samoa Joe, he's going to ruin his life.
I can't wait to find out how he does it.
Yeah, I'm trying to
I
figure out how that's going to
cannot
happen.
wait to find out how he does it.
Ugh. After that, we've got a Death Riders promo with Pac. Um, talking about Tomohiro Ishii.
He
Apparently, he said
confuses Stone Pitbull for Stoned
stoned. Yeah,
Pitbull.
yeah. I don't care how much wacky Becky. What do you mean wacky Becky? Like, I'm pretty
Wacky
sure.
backy.
Like, yes, dude, Tomohiro is Japanese, not stoned, homie. You're being a
Yeah.
little racist right there, Pac.
Yeah.
Um,
Stone Pitbull, not Stoned
Also,
Pitbull.
I don't know very many Japanese people who use marijuana because it is highly illegal in Japan.
Yes, it is.
So,
Absolutely
yeah,
is.
I don't know how many people actually do that over there because it is super illegal. Like way worse even than in red states here in America.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird how really, really seriously they take
I'll put it this way: in Texas, USA, if I get caught with a quarter pound of marijuana, they can give me a ticket and let me go home. A
it.
quarter of a pound. That's a
Yep.
lot.
That's a
Um,
that's a lot.
it is a lot. Yeah, even for me, it's a lot. If I
Not
get caught
quite
with
intent to sell, but
yeah,
it's a lot.
if I get caught with that same quarter pound in Japan, I'm going to jail for life.
Yeah.
It's a life sentence, man. Yeah, fuck all that. Like I want to go to Japan so bad. I'm literally going to have to take like a THC break while I go to Japan. That's not going to be a fun situation. You're
Yeah.
going to drop this asshole with no THC into the most popular or most fucking polite people on earth. I don't feel like it's going to go that well. Um,
Yeah. I what I do I would stick around the karaoke bars. They'll love you
Yeah.
there.
Oh yeah, they will. They will. They'll let me there. But yeah, so apparently Pac thinks Ishii is high. And that was basically the entire point of the promo was that I'm going to beat you because you're high. Um,
Yeah.
so after that we go oddly right into the Pac versus Ishii match.
Yep.
Um,
And he's got the
Pac,
tank top again,
yeah,
the
Pac is
singlet.
back in the singlet and the long boys.
Yeah.
I think he just like I think it was the same trunks he wears when he just wears trunks.
Yeah.
They just pull, but
Oh,
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what the deal is. Like, is it like is he a certain way when he's in just the trunks and in a certain way when he's in this, or is he just a bastard all the time?
I don't
Um,
know. Maybe he's just trying it out, sees what he likes better. See what maybe if he
yeah.
gets a
I'm just
bigger
happy
heel
because when he
reaction
wears
one
the
way.
long boys, he doesn't soak himself.
Yeah.
So I don't have to
I
be like,
mean,
oh, gross, he's wet.
see, that's why I mean, you look on Blue Sky, they get real horny for wet pack.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, they do. Yeah,
they're
they do.
real thirsty
For
for
those of you
all the
who
water that's dripping off.
for those of you who like that kind of thing, cool. Let me let you know how inconvenient it is for us in the ring, referee included. One, I don't want to touch you. Two, I have to touch you at some point during the match. And three, ew, you're wet. Um, and I mean, you make and these guys come out there like dosed and like they half the time they're baby oiled, so they're shiny.
Yeah,
Then they water themselves down with the water, and then they get in the ring and they're already baby oiled and watered, and then they start sweating.
yeah.
So you have what is basically like when like rainwater fills like a pothole and you get that like weird like
Oh,
rainbow colored slurry mixture on the top. That's
yeah,
what it
because of like
feels
the
like
motor
touching
oil that
them.
drips. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
that's what it feels like
you know,
touching
I
them.
never gave that much thought, but that's
It is
disgusting.
pretty gross, dude. And it
It's
like
real
even just
gross.
wiping your forearm across one of those guys, you're
Ugh,
like you can't towel it off before the next match. Like
ugh,
it takes like two towels and a shower.
gross.
It's so gross, dude. It's so gross. I'm telling you, like some of these guys, man. And Pac, he's got to be one of these guys. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, you can't be that wet and not be a little gross. Okay, so I'm glad it's dry Pac now. I'm so happy
I
for his
imagine it's
coworkers.
I imagine it's different if it's just their hair that's wet.
Yeah, but Pac's hair was always so wet that the rest of him was wet, and he also oiled
Yeah,
up, and you could tell he oiled up too. So he was definitely making that
he's
mixture I'm
he's
talking
traded in
about.
baby oil for popped veins.
he,
So
he traded in baby oil for the fucking gassiest gas on the planet. I am if that dude is not on the
no,
gear,
I don't think so because he doesn't have the belly.
you know, if I
I
want
think
to know what workout plan he was on while he was injured, if he's
he
not on the gear,
he
because
looks
fucking
he
Christ,
he
dude.
looks he's right before the line where it goes from looking absolutely incredible to looking gross. He's
Yeah,
right on the line.
but it's absolutely incredible right now.
Yeah, he looks amazing.
Like I'll say this right now, dude. Like if you pull out your, well, let me grab my Webster's Dictionary of Southern Colloquialisms here and open it up in the B section under brick shithouse. Oh look,
Yeah,
there's a picture of Pac.
yep.
Fucking Christ! Like dude, honestly, if he is not
he
on the
was
gear, I
he
want to
was
know what he's
he
doing because
was
I want to
always
do it.
in he was always in great shape beforehand.
He
Always.
was.
And now he looks like a Todd McFarlane action figure.
He looks like a comic book dude drew him. Like
Yeah.
they were like, this is a picture of Pac. Please draw him comic book style. And that's
Yep.
how he showed up.
Yep. Yep.
Like, holy
Unreal.
fuck. Like, I wish I
Absolutely
had
unreal.
control of my body in that way. Now,
Uh
but as long as he's not on the gear, you know?
but yeah.
But I mean,
Anyway, the match the
holy
match
crap,
was
this
great.
match between
It
Ishii and
kind of
Pac.
took a little while to get going.
Yeah, it took a little
Pa-
bit to get moving, but once he
Pac,
got Ishii moving, holy
yeah,
shit.
Pac had, since coming back has been very deliberate,
Mm-hmm.
which
I
is
kind of like it.
wrestling announcer code for slow.
Yeah.
Uh, but like the person I think of when announcer describes a wrestler's approach as deliberate is Randy Orton. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Slow.
slow,
But there's
but
something to be said for people who can slow
he
down.
ramped it up though.
Yeah.
He started slow so he could ramp up, not so
Mm-hmm.
that he could stay slow.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. You start slow to establish, and there was some. good actual wrestling, some grappling going on and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
man, I you know what? I don't think he's not even like I don't think he's even an official AEW wrestler. He just happens to moonlight there a lot. But Ishii may be one of the best baby faces at coming back from behind.
Yeah.
Like he's so good at this. Like he is so good at this. It's believable every time. And it's partly, I mean, he's very in control of his presentation as this, you know, little tough guy, angry bowling ball, like
Yeah.
who just
And
wrecks
you
everybody.
I love that they're still maintaining the lore that you basically can't hurt his neck.
Yeah, yeah,
Like he got
because he doesn't have one.
freaking tombstoned and he just kicked out of a tombstone like it wasn't shit,
Yep.
like, and I'm like, well, I was like, oh my God, you're like my wrestling brain, because I'm not paying it when that guy goes off, I'm not paying attention to who's in the ring. I'm paying attention to what happened.
Yeah,
And that guy went off and he was like, you kicked out of a tombstone. But then my other side of my brain went, of course he did, asshole. It's Ishii.
yeah,
It's like hitting a Samoan in the head. Like it doesn't,
yeah.
you
Doesn't
don't,
work.
you can pile drive Ishii to fucking kingdom come till Jesus returns. And
He's
even
gonna
Jesus is going to be like, bruh,
he's gonna
it's
bounce back. He's gonna
Ishii.
headbutt you in the face.
Yeah.
Like,
You're lucky he didn't just bounce off that fucking pile driver like a pogo stick.
yeah,
Because that
yeah.
neck looks
Rob
loaded.
Van Dam style.
Yeah. And it's funny too because he has that big old neck and them big old shoulders that can take all that punishment, but he is also a lot like Rob Van Dam in that he probably has like 8 feet.
Yeah.
Like he
Or,
can kick the shit out of you from like 17 different directions, and you don't expect that out of a guy of that particular build.
yeah.
But Ishii moves like I'm
He,
surprised the
he's
commentary
an
doesn't talk about his
enziguri.
movement. His
Yeah.
enziguri is amazing.
Yeah.
It's picture
There's
perfect.
no way that somebody who's 5'7" should get the height on that step up enziguri that he has. No way.
Especially when and
Especially when he's like 50 years old or
God love
whatever.
you, Tomohiro. Okay. God love you, dude. And I do too. Okay. But
Yeah.
my guy, you look like you skip leg day your entire life. Like you haven't walked a goddamn place except down the aisle. Like my guy, your upper body and your lower body, you're so fucking out of proportion that I do not understand how them little ass legs get him that high up on that enziguri. But it is textbook picture perfect fucking enziguri.
Yeah. That dude, that dude is the dude,
But
man.
my guy ain't never done a deadlift or a squat in his life. I swear to God.
Uh, but that being said, like the reason it works and the reason that he's over is that he no sells until he doesn't, and then he
Yeah.
puts the guy over. Like
Yeah.
that's the reason that he keeps getting coming. I feel kind of bad for New Japan because the New Japan Strong title looks completely worthless on Ishii because all he does is job.
Yeah.
Like, but like they're really protecting Takeshita in the world title, but the NJPW Strong title, who cares about that crap?
Yeah. Are they
Who's just
even
part of the
running
Triple
strong
Crown
shows
or
still?
I don't even know.
I don't think
Like
they are. I swear I
maybe that's
swear
why
I
they
heard
don't
they
care.
shut that down already. Like,
Maybe that's why they don't care
yeah.
that he's jobbing all the time. I
It,
don't
I mean,
care.
it also, I would think they probably shut it down because, I mean, it would have been logical for the women's title to be one of Mercedes' 12 current belts, but it is not.
Yeah, it's true.
It would have been
Um,
totally
I
logical.
mean, with the political nature of things over here and the recent stuff of the last couple months in California, notwithstanding, it's probably not safe to run a wrestling show with a whole bunch of Japanese guys on it in
Probably not.
California.
Yeah, probably not. You're probably right. So yeah, I mean,
But
good
yeah,
match.
Pac
I had
Pac
a lot of
wins
fun.
after running the ropes like 3 times and hitting him with a running lariat.
Yeah. A lot of
Not
lariat
really.
finishes.
I'm not really a fan of it. Like for
No.
a guy who can do the things that Pac does, a lariat finish, even at high speed like that, is kind of like that's it.
I'm sorry,
You
man, but
know?
like as far as the multiple shoot off rope hits finishers like that,
Yeah,
Braun Breaker kind of ruined that for all y'all motherfuckers. Like,
yeah.
I'm
Just
sorry,
like
man.
Darby Allen ruined the dives for everybody.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah,
Darby Allen does the best dives in the business, but if you are talking pure speed finisher, like I'm sorry, Pac, but compared to Braun Breaker's, yours looks a little
yeah.
weak. You probably need to do something else.
I never thought I'd be saying about Pac of all
Yeah, I
people,
never thought I would say that about Pac, but Braun Breaker is just
but
so
like,
fucking fast and so
dude,
big that like it looks like he
yeah.
kills you.
I'll say it's still better than when he was in WWE as the cruiserweight champion, finishing people with superplex.
Yeah.
but uh, I would have preferred the Black Arrow here, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I mean, that's a quibble at the end of the day.
yeah. After that, we had Tekla versus Mina, and I thought this was pretty good, man.
Yeah, me
I
too.
really and odd that like there wasn't much interference and there wasn't really an attack afterwards. It
Yeah,
was just
yeah,
kind
it was.
of like I mean, the two sisters of Sin tried to interfere. Mina knocked them both off the ring, and she ate the spear for that and got the loss. But
With the
they
death
didn't
trap.
like
Yeah,
come and attack her
yeah.
afterwards
It
or
was
anything
just a
like that.
distraction, and then it was
Yeah,
over.
like that was kind of odd for them because usually like they hold the submission and then they, come in and everybody's attacking.
That was a tell that Tony wasn't there.
Yeah, yeah, because yeah, she must not have been because
Yeah,
we didn't see her all
she
week, did we?
no, we didn't.
Oh,
I think it's basic. I mean, probably to give her time, some well-deserved time off, but it's also
yeah,
to be like to sell the fact that she's despondent over losing the world title
yeah.
and losing the rematch.
After that, we've got Lexi Nair backstage with Anna Jay and Ty Mello, who are talking about being like the best, women's tag team in the division, even though we've already discussed, we don't think they're going to win this
Yeah.
tournament. But then they're, approached by what I, I don't know who these fucking people are. I'm sorry.
Miranda Ali say, I don't know who she is, but I know who Nixon Newell is. That's Tegan Knox.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, I was like, I thought she looked familiar, but I was like,
Yep.
that's not, I mean, the hair color, I was like, that's
Yeah,
Shotzi.
she
No,
looks
that's
a
not
lot different
Shotzi.
now. She
Uh,
looks a
but
lot different now.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I know who Tegan Knox is, so okay, I
Yeah.
know who this is, but I don't know who Miranda Alizé is.
Yeah, I don't know who she is either. But
Um,
hopefully they get signed, not just because of the whatever talent Miranda Ali say may possess. I don't know. But I mean, you're expanding a women's tag team division, which means you're expanding the entire division, which
yeah,
means you need a few more people on your roster in the women's division. So yeah, why not?
yeah,
I mean, Tegan Knox, Nixon Newell. I I, mm, I hate to be this guy, but I think it needs to be said. This woman has torn both of her ACLs.
yeah,
So like there is a concern about her durability.
yeah,
Um that being said, I think she's fine. Like I never really got the hype behind her as I remember they were really hyping her up in the Mae Young Classic as like it was very clear they were trying to get behind her as like okay, this is going to be somebody that we're really investing in and pushing.
yeah,
And I never really could understand why because she was fine. She wasn't like, great or whatever.
yeah.
She was fine.
You're
There
fine.
was nothing bad about her, but there was nothing special about her either. The most special thing about her was her relationship with her friendship with Dakota Kai,
Mm,
who has infinitely more personality than she does.
mm,
So, like, I mean, I like Dakota Kai. What can I say? But yeah, I mean, hey, I welcome, and that's another reason that leads me to think that Ty J is going to lose in the first round is because they're going to get a win against these two here
yeah,
to put them over as okay, well, okay, we got to make up for you losing despite the fact that you're the only established tag team for the last 5 years. So, all right, you'll get a token win here, and then if they sign these two, they'll probably run in and cause a distraction so that they,
yeah,
which I'm fine. That's okay. That's that's
yeah,
fine because you know why? Because that breeds more tag team feuds in the division instead of just the ones for the belts, which is the trap that every tag team division in history seems to fall under. If you don't give the division itself the focus as a division, then all it becomes is like, okay, we got to book these tag titles. All right, who's next in line? You
yeah,
know, so I think that it's good to be establishing not only the belts themselves, but the division and feuds within it that will carry on after all these teams are eliminated from the tournament.
yeah. Now, I don't know, man. I'm just like, that's very random. Like we're gonna have this women's tag team tournament, but then these guys are gonna come. Like I thought it was odd timing, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, it was without any fanfare, without any graphics, without anything like that. So it's
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna
it
need
wasn't the
AEW to do one
best
of those
way.
packages, one of those video
Yeah,
packages that says who these people are.
I need to
Like
know why we should care.
yeah, I need a reason to care. Really, that's really it. After that, we have another MXM TV casting call, and I am
Yeah,
waiting for the day that this is a 4-on-4 with the conglomeration, since
I think that's coming.
they're the
Um,
only faction with dudes and
the
chicks in
numbers.
it, and
Yeah,
the numbers to do a 4-on-4.
yeah.
But this is what I was talking about earlier when I said, I thought Mercedes' first loss was going to be that women's title match, and that's what's going to send her on her spiral. But honestly, I think maybe Olympia's about to take the CMLL title from her,
No,
and that's where our
I
spiral
don't,
starts.
I don't think so. But let's talk about the match first
Okay.
because the Mansoor was great here. I thought he grabbed on the crowd and not necessarily even the crowd, but Arkady Ara for some reason
I do not
took
like him
so
body
many
shaming
strays.
her. I fucking hate that, dude. I don't know.
I
I don't know what it is about.
I
Like,
love
I
them
thought
getting
he
the
was great, and I thought they definitely got heat out of me about it.
yeah. See, I'm
Um,
okay with it because he immediately got his karmic comeuppance. That's
yeah,
fine. You need to do that with the lower card jobber heels. You need specifically, like heels in general, but specifically the guys who are there to lose.
mm,
You need to for them to get heat in a way that makes you want to see them get karmic retribution immediately and then give the crowd that. And we
yeah,
got that. We had one woman take out all three members of this group, three out of the four members, all the dudes of
yeah.
this group. So to me, that's that's great. That's fine. If they're gonna keep making fun of Arkady, as long as they keep losing, I don't care because
Fair.
they're gonna keep losing, and he's super like just the way that he was ripping into her. Jeez, like God says she looked like God drew her with his left hand.
Ow.
Jeez Louise.
Ugh.
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
I haven't at
But that
all. And
hits
that was like,
that
damn.
hit that hit me like a truck. I'm like, oh my, I know exactly what he means by that. That's
Like, ow.
insane.
Look like somebody drew you on a birthday card. Oh.
Like, oh my God. Like it was, but this was, and I gotta give it up for Taya Valkyrie too. She was
Yeah, she was
fantastic.
excellent here. Yeah.
She was so good. And I think she has found her like she's a very, very competent wrestler in
Hmm.
general. But I
Yeah.
think with this comedy role here, she may have found her real calling because with the broad overacting and just the fear on her face for Olympia, like this was your longer than your average squash match. But
Yeah.
I don't think Taya got a hit in. Olympia just ran right over her. And Olympia, I've never seen Olympia before. You might want to go back to your Webster's dictionary of Southern colloquialisms because I think right next to Ishii or to Pac is Olympia.
Mhm.
Holy
One
crap!
second, please, sir.
Yep.
Under S. Mm. Oh, look. Stallion.
She's a brick
Right, dude. Good
house.
Lord. I am physically afraid of that woman. I
That
think the word that we like to use is scare roused.
yeah. Yes, straight from Futurama.
Dude, yeah, that
Yes.
is an
Um,
Amazon woman. She is from Amazonia, if anybody is. Holy crap, dude. Like
and the finish where she would just puts her in a fireman's carry and just does
and
squats with her
squats her.
and then just oh, the yeets her right straight into the air and then she just falls down like not just a gorilla press slam, she just like launches her
Yeah, just
into the air
oh
just
my
and lets
god.
her splat. Like
And Taya
this
Valkyrie
is
is not a small woman, guys.
no,
Like that
she's
is
she's thicky thicky thick.
yeah,
Like
with three
she's
C's.
yeah.
So yeah, and I just like when she did that, I was like, holy shit! Like she
Like
is really
this
strong,
was
man.
as good of an introduction to Olympia for newbies as I don't think
No,
they
no,
could have
this was
done any
great.
better. This was
This was
great.
great.
She looked great. Ty looked fantastic in this role of basically comedy jobber.
Mhm.
Mansoor was fantastic on the mic, getting heat, and like everything about this was like exactly what you want from this kind of segment on in the lower card. Like
Mhm.
this was like the perfect lower card squash match. It was
Yeah.
fantastic.
So now the reason I say that this might be where the spiral starts for Mercedes is because the challenge and the acceptance of this match, like we saw a version of it kind of, but the actual challenge and acceptance of this match came after the Persephone match in Arena Mexico last week.
Yes.
And I have been actually wondering because I mean let's be real here. Consejo Mundial Lucha Libre CMLL is one of the biggest wrestling companies on the fucking planet.
And the oldest
Eventually, and
continually
the
running one.
oldest continually running like 140 years or some shit like that.
Yeah,
It's
it's
fucking ancient.
it's close to 110.
Yeah, it's a fucking ancient company.
Yeah.
Okay, for wrestling terms, I mean it
Yeah.
literally like this is unheard of shit. Um, I knew eventually they would want to bring their championship home to one of
Oh yeah.
their
Oh,
wrestlers.
for sure.
Olympia is a good a fucking candidate as any, to be honest, as far as their women's division goes. Um, and now that Mercedes has broken the record and we are definitely heading barreling at this point towards that downward spiral beginning somewhere. I feel like maybe this is where CMLL pulls their card and is like, hey, man, like we're ready to bring our title home. You can do it on your TV and make it part of your storyline, but we want you to put our girl over on your show and get that title and let her come home with it. And I don't see that as being like an out of pocket ask for this particular point. I also don't think that we're going to save the CMLL title for a pay per view because they don't really do pay per views. They do Friday night shows every fucking week.
Yeah.
And the pay per views that Mercedes is doing, like the first one is going to be the world championship, and she's going to lose the match. The second one is probably going to be for the next pay per view after Full Gear is probably going to be for her TBS title. She's probably going to lose that. And then somewhere in between all that, she's got to go to 7 other countries and lose their titles too. This might be a good opportunity to just go ahead and, get one off the list of all the busyness that she's going to have to
I
experience over the next couple of months.
I could see it, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think if they want to change the belt, they're probably gonna want it to be on their turf in front of their fans. They don't want to deprive them of that
Well, see,
title
that's the
switch
thing.
moment.
When she accepted the
Uh,
match at Arena Mexico, she specifically said, "We will do this, but we will not do this here. We're going to do this in America."
well, that's what I'm saying. It's like she's not going to do that with every title.
Yeah,
So,
no.
if that was the deal, first of all, you'd have to establish that by having several successful defenses in America to establish that no, if a title change is going to happen, it's going to be up north. And secondly, I just I, I don't think CMLL would want to deprive their very, very loyal fan base of that big a title switch.
Mm.
Like, I mean, the blow off to MJF and Mystico was in Arena Mexico,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and it needed to be, and it was at their anniversary show, right?
yeah. I think so.
So, like, granted, they built that up to the biggest show of the year, but still, like, I feel like they're not. While they may flirt with the idea of having the title switch be on AEW because it has a bigger pop culture reach internationally than the CMLL. I think they don't because their bread and butter is the weekly shows. I don't think they're going to want to take that away from their fans.
That's also a fair
Um,
assist.
and I think what I do think though is that Olympia is probably going to be booked to give Mercedes real trouble. And if you've noticed, the more belts she collects, the last few weeks, couple of months, Mercedes for the majority of her TBS title reign, she hasn't she's been a heel, but she hasn't cheated a whole lot. She really hasn't. She's been beating people mostly clean.
Yeah.
But the last couple of defenses, the last couple of matches she's had, she's cheated to win because she's feeling the pressure now and to keep them. I think that Olympia controls a lot of this match, and Mercedes has to really dig deep into her bag of heel tricks to cheat to retain. And that's going to be the foreshadowing of her. You know, she doesn't lose this match. She doesn't lose this title. She's going to lose against the world champion. And then the spiraling happens where even her cheating attempts cannot protect her from losing the belts. And I disagree too. I think that the TBS title is going to be the last one. I think she goes on for another few months because she's going to be losing these regional independent titles one after another. And the one that she won first is the one that she's going to cling to the tightest. And that's going to be the one that truly completely sets her off when she loses because it's the first one and because it's the one that means the most to her. So I think it should be the one she loses last.
I need her to lose it last, and I need her to lose it to Harley Cameron.
I think it would be great to move it to Harley. I think that would be spectacular.
I
Love
think the
that idea.
story makes
Yeah,
sense.
for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, she's gone through most of the roster anyway. She's going to have to recycle some opponents before her
Yeah.
end, before the title reign is through. It's just the nature of it. It's not going to be Tony Storm. Tony
No.
Storm is not going to settle for the TBS title.
No.
She's going to settle for something with the word world in it. That's
Yeah.
it. Um, Sheeta maybe, but even that's a recycled opponent.
Yeah.
Um,
I
I
think
don't think
Harley's probably the most logical choice for
Hater
it.
maybe. I
Yeah.
think that's the only name I can think of that she hasn't really fought one on one yet. Well, and Tekla,
Yeah.
but like the Tekla's a heel, so that's
Yeah.
unlikely.
It's not gonna happen really.
Megan Bain also unlikely.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, as far as baby faces are concerned, I think the only one she hasn't faced with the title on the line has been Hater. Um, I think they want to keep her more in the upper echelon.
Hmm.
So I don't see that happening. So she's going to be recycling through some opponents, probably going through some new ones like
Yeah.
from the independents just to kind of pad the time until she eventually comes back around to Harley Cameron or somebody, or maybe Willow. Maybe she
Maybe
loses it back
Willow.
to Willow.
Yeah.
I would
That would be. I'd be fine
absolutely
with that.
accept that as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. I wouldn't be mad at
Although
that
I
either.
do think that if Stat is not going to lose the belt to Tony, I think she should lose it to Willow.
Yeah. I think it's about time for a Willow World title myself.
I think
I've
so
been
too.
thinking that.
I
So
mean, and now that she has the world title, you can finally put a button on this storyline. It's
yeah.
like, come on, you've dragged out the Willow versus Stat thing for so long without
Yeah.
giving us some kind of uh, satisfying conclusion.
Yeah.
I
I
need that button. I don't need it to be
Willow.
soon, really. You know, I want Stat to not be like just a champion for a couple of months. You know, I want her to have something that she can hang her hat on. But if she when she loses it, it's got to be to either Tony Storm again or Willow Nightingale. I'm not really gonna accept anybody else except maybe Tekla.
Yeah.
Tekla, I would accept.
After that, AEW gives us a 2-minute masterclass on how to hype up a match that they had not previously announced that is now happening in like 7 days or 5 days. Because they put this video package out for this 4-way, and I immediately want to see this match.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
immediately want to see this match. And we're gonna have so on Dynamite Fright Night, that's Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday, we're gonna have Bobby Lashley versus Ricochet versus Hook versus Samoa Joe, and the winner gets to take on Hangman at Full Gear.
yeah. Now the winner of this is foregone conclusion. It's going to be the guy who's already in the program with the champion, Samoa Joe. But the match itself is going to be great. It'll be
My
great.
God,
Yeah.
it's gonna be so awesome.
I can't wait to see Samoa Joe and Bobby Lashley taking turns throwing Ricochet all across the ring. I cannot wait to see it.
yeah, I
It's going to be
kind
great.
of hope Hook like trap suplexes Bobby Lashley. I think that'd be fucking hilarious.
I think it would be a great moment for him, too. I think it would be a good show
Maybe
of
Joe
faith in the
too.
future. Yeah. it's funny how like one move can really sell somebody's future for them, you know.
Yeah.
I think that would be all it takes, one moment like that.
But yeah, so after that, we've got Ace Austin versus Brian Keith. We finally get more of Ace Austin this time with the Bang Bang Gang. And he's taking
Uh
on Brian Keith. This is I need I need to see this kid with somebody who can take him to his limit.
yeah, the dude's he's brimming with talent.
Yeah,
He pulled some
yeah,
stuff out that I've never seen before.
yeah. I
Like
think he's
I had to go
fantastic.
back. I had to go back and rewind 2 or 3 times to see how his finisher, the fold, works
Yeah,
because it happened so fast. I'm like, what even did I see? Like I couldn't even figure it out at first. I'm like, it looks like a running blockbuster, but there's a twist in there, like somewhere. Like it it was nuts. I blinked and I was like, what did I witness? I don't
yeah,
even know. But the setup for it was great. How he pulled the literal ace from up his sleeve, and he's like, the
yeah,
dude definitely has the presentation of his character down really well.
yeah. He's
Uh,
oozing charisma and he's got the right build. Like he's got the it factor. But
a
I
couple of
need,
other things that I liked from this match with when he was out on the apron and Brian Keith swiped at him and he did the thing where he did like one-handed handstand on the apron to avoid it and then like
oh
pop
yeah,
back over. That was cool. And then for Brian Keith impressed here too. Like that headbutt.
oh God,
Jeez Louise. We think that Ishii's upward headbutts are crazy. This was it was like he launched himself like a cannonball at Ace Austin's chin. I
yeah,
was like, oh my God, he broke his jaw.
dude,
Like
yeah,
it
yeah,
looked like it hit flesh, which is it didn't clearly because Ace Austin is still alive,
yeah,
but but it looked amazing. Like, dude, Keith, there's your finish.
yeah,
There's your finish. Like, if you ever are allowed to win a match again, there is your finish, buddy,
yeah,
because that looked incredible. I thought Ace Austin bit it
yeah,
right there in the middle of the ring.
yeah. I was like, holy shit. Oh, but yeah, dude, I'm impressed by this kid. Like, we need to, I need him in the ring with, um, I mean, I need to put him in there with somebody who could just really, really see how far he can go.
I'm in there
So
with Bandito.
Bandito, Pat,
Put him back in there with Ricochet. I think you could run that back.
Ricochet,
Um,
Pack, Claudio might be a good one for this
Audio would be
kid.
real. Oh,
Yeah,
that contrast of styles would be real
it
good.
would. It would be great. Maybe like I know he's in the Bang Bang Gang, but I would love to see this kid wrestle fucking Jay White.
I think they could put on a clinic.
My God, dude, Jay White's defensive style versus this kid's offensive style, like it would
Yeah,
be
yeah, it
fucking
would be
seven
interesting. It would
stars.
be a great exhibition.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who else like we could just off the top of my
I
head,
mean,
but like
he's injured, but Osprey,
Osprey, dude,
like
that's the one
Osprey
I
would
think
be,
of, but I'm trying to like
yeah,
stay off of the injured people. Like I
yeah.
just want that man to
Put
heal.
him against Mortos, baby. Put him against
Roosh,
Mortos. There you go.
Roosh,
Roosh. Please don't kill Ace Austin, Roosh. Please don't
Roosh will
murder
take, but he'll take him to his
him.
limit.
He
We'll
will.
see
He
how
absolutely will.
we'll see how good he really can wrestle and how tough he really is.
Yeah,
And that's what I'm looking
that's
for. Like,
true.
how good can you really like? You're impressive, but
Yeah,
how good are you really? Like, that's what I want to know. How
yeah.
tough are you
He's
really?
polished, but how tough are you? Yeah.
Darby,
Oh
somebody,
my, yeah.
God, him and
Darby would
or
push him
Mox
for
would put,
sure.
somebody would, yeah. But like, I need more. I need more. I need more
Yeah.
of this kid. I need more of this kid, like so fucking bad. Like, he's so good. He's so innovative. He's like
You want to
if
see him in
this
different
kid
environments. Yeah.
if this kid does not mark my fucking words right now, if this kid does not win a world championship in like the next 5 years or at some point in his career at AEW, if he does not win a world championship, he will absolutely go down as this generation's canyon. In that
Mm.
the next the next crop of guys who are coming up right now and the next generation of guys are going to be watching film of this guy
Yeah.
and going,
I'm gonna
what can
steal
I
that. I'm gonna
take?
steal that. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'm gonna
steal
steal
that.
that. I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna steal that. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly what's going to happen. This kid's moves are going to become the basis of the next generation's move set, just like Canyon's moves are the basis of our
And
current
just like AJ
generation's move
Styles
set.
after him.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's he's going to be that guy if he
Yeah.
doesn't win a world championship.
I could see that happening.
But I could see him winning a world championship. That's the crazy part. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't have a Vince standing in his way. He has a very supportive boss who is more than likely going to look at that match with Brian Keith and go, okay, I got to do more with him.
Yeah.
What can I do with him?
Like, because this was his first match in a month.
Yeah. And I
They
need I
introduced
that
him, and then they just like
this is just
forgot about him
this
for a
kid
month.
is a perfect case of we need more fucking TV time. And yes, I know I don't really want to have to cram 2 more hours of wrestling into my week already, but I will, especially if this is why we're doing it for, people like him to make sure we got TV time
He's
for
the kind of
everybody,
guy that for the first year is probably going to be like Mr. Pre-Show,
Probably
for the first
wherever
year
they
or so.
slot him in,
You know?
he's going to be the king
And
of that
I
slot.
mean that respectfully. I mean
Oh
that
yeah,
like
yeah,
he's
yeah.
going to be the guy that they trust to rev up the crowd before
Oh
the main show.
no, no, no. He is very quickly going to become the guy that people don't want to fucking follow, is what he's
Yeah,
going to be. As
yeah,
long as they put him in the right matches, people aren't going to want to follow this kid.
yeah.
I like, so we had this match, and then the next match was Hook and
Oh, you know
Griff.
what?
I felt bad for Hook and Griff having to follow this kid.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man.
I mean, I didn't feel that bad. It was basically a squash match anyway.
Yeah, it was, but at the same time, I'm like, how do you follow that? And I mean, it wasn't just Ace Austin; it was definitely Brian Keith too.
Oh,
But
for
like,
sure. He absolutely put the work
but man, like, how do you follow? Like, this shit was
in. Yeah.
fucking awesome. I'm like, I walk. So full disclosure, I worked the overnight last night, so I watched this at work.
Mm.
Um, because I slept through the normal time slot because I had to go work the overnight. So I watched this at work, and last night it was rainy and foggy. It looked like Silent Hill outside, so we were dead as shit. We were dead as
Yeah.
like it was a Saturday night into Sunday morning. I live in a super Christian area of the country. It looked like Silent Hill outside, like the apocalypse might come. So nobody was fucking out. I had maybe like 10 customers all night long. So I had 9.5 hours to sit there and do like nothing. Besides my normal duties, which take me like 30 minutes. So I fucking put on Collision for 2 hours and watch Collision. And whoever watches the fucking security cameras at work, I'm sorry. Because I know those cameras got mics too. I know exactly what model of camera they are. I've installed them myself. I know how they work. And I know there's a microphone in them. And so I know you heard me going, fucking holy shit. Oh my God. Like jumping up and down, like at my desk, like fucking holy crap. Like
Yeah.
just during this match, like the rest of the Collision, I was probably sitting there like this,
Yeah.
just watching it, But during this match, oh no, I was definitely moving and yelling and like, oh my God, what the fuck? A handspring? What? Like, just
Yeah. Dude's special.
dude,
Got
yeah,
he's
got that it factor we talk about. And
Yep.
and man, I can't wait to see what we do next. And I need him. Let's push him. Put him against everybody. Fuck it. Let's run the gamut with him up the murderer's row and see what we can do.
You know what? Make him the guy. If it's not going to be Briscoe, make him the guy to beat Fletcher for the TNT title.
Oh, I would love to see him and Fletcher, dude. Oh my God. I can't believe I didn't think
you want to talk about
before.
pushing him. Fletcher.
Yeah, Fletcher will push. Fletcher will beat him almost as bad as Roosh will. Like,
Yeah, almost.
Fuck. I'm convinced that corner kick
He'll
that he
sell
does.
more though.
I am convinced like a motherfucker that corner kick that he does is 90% real.
Yeah.
At least.
I mean, it looks amazing every time.
Anything that looks
Nobody
that good
does it like he does.
Anything that looks that good is pretty real, dude. Anything, because you can tell, when people don't like, we see it on TV. We have sorry guys, we have 4K and 8K television now. We
Mm.
see when you miss. This isn't the 80s where a little bit of like motion blur is going to catch you
Yeah.
and we might
Especially
not
on
see that
live
you missed.
TV when you can only edit so much.
Yeah, where you can't, yeah, where you only got like the 5 second delay or whatever, and that's
Yeah.
mostly for curse words.
Yeah.
Yeah, they fucking nah, dude. Like we see when y'all miss, we know. Like, and when Kyle Fletcher kicks somebody in the face, he really kicks them in the face.
Yeah.
And I mean, but Terry Funk and Cactus Jack have both, and Mick Foley have both said in their careers and in interviews, like why are Terry Funk's punches the best in the business? Because
Because
they're
they're
real.
real.
Yeah, because he beats the
Because they're
fuck out of
real
you.
punches. He really punches you.
Yeah, he really
Punched you.
does. He really would.
Did.
Yeah,
Rest in peace.
rest in peace, Terry. But yeah, why were his punches the best? Because he really punched you. Cactus Jack, why were his fucking falls and shit the best? Because he wasn't cracking like nothing. He didn't gimmick shit.
Yeah.
Fucking back then, they didn't gimmick shit. Those chairs weren't gimmick. Those fucking tables weren't gimmick. That 16-foot drop from the cage was not gimmick.
Nope.
It was real. Like people like wrestling's fake. I'm like, you can't throw somebody off a fucking 18
Wrestling is
foot drop.
predetermined. It is scripted,
There, that's
not
the
fake.
key. It is predetermined. It is not fake. There we
Yeah.
go. So
Anyway,
anyway,
Griff
kid's awesome.
Garrison. Yeah. Griff Garrison lost the hook.
Yeah,
Moving on.
we have two promos before that happened, but I'd rather talk about these two promos than Griff Garrison and Hook. Hook, I love you. Griff, you're talented, man. They should do more with you than Sticky with the frat house. Especially after that run you had with Pillman Jr. Y'all were a great tag team.
Yeah.
Um,
They were good.
I enjoyed what were they? What were they called? The
Varsity Blonde.
Varsity Blondes. Yeah. So I enjoyed that as a tag team. I was a big fan. But we had the Don Callis was backstage with Lexi Nair talking about the elephant in the room between Okada and Takeshita. And Callis is just like, that's high school gossip, blah, blah, blah. And then insinuates that we're going to have a Don Callis family summit on Friday night, Wednesday, and that he may win a Nobel Peace Prize for this, which God bless you, Don Callis, for these inside jokes that very few people are going to understand are what they are, but God bless you.
Yep. Yep.
I thought that was hilarious. I was like, Don Callis with
Yeah.
the fucking secret face shit.
Yeah. Secret baby face.
Like, why is it that the scummier Don Callis like I am? Why is it? Does that sound bad? The scummier he gets, the more endearing he is to me. Like,
Uh,
like the way that like
you know,
Heenan or Cornette were
yeah.
endearing to me as managers.
Because
Like
you know it's not. It's so over the top and cartoony that you can't help but kind of like it.
yeah,
You can't help because you
yeah,
know it's not real.
yeah.
It's so obvious that it's a character. It's so obvious that like he's not really that big a scumbag.
Have you noticed that since we started calling him like a hot dog, that he started making his tan a little darker, like hot dog
I
colored?
hadn't, but I
Look at him. Look, next time you see him on the screen, look at him. Like he literally went from that orange that everybody was doing. His is now like a little bit darker, like a cooked hot dog. It is like almost the exact same color as a cooked hot dog. And I'm like, did
he's
he
just
do that
bad at
on
being.
purpose? Like, or is
You know what? That's just being a bad Canadian. Like
maybe it's so he can get heat from Canadians? Hey, he's not
maybe.
Bale anymore, eh?
Yeah.
He
What a
hasn't been
hoser.
inside with his winter coat on for 17 months.
Yeah. He doesn't even look like he's had a beer in like 6 months, eh?
Hey,
What a hoser.
we got to get him some Hortons quick.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, Timmy Hose, yeah.
so after that, we had the Outrunners with Lexi Nair backstage, and they pretty quickly pulled Dalton Castle into frame, which I
Yep.
thought was great. I
Yeah.
love Dalton Castle and the Outrunners. So Lexi asked them what their secret is for the three of them because they are undefeated so far as a trio.
Yeah, they've had one
Which,
match. Like
yeah,
undefeated. Okay,
uh,
you've had one,
hey,
but
cool.
whatever.
If we're gonna start calling them undefeated as a trio and keep that going to a trios title with these guys, yes, please give them what they deserve.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they deserve way more than that, both of them. Like the Outrunners deserve a tag team
Can you
title.
imagine if
I would love
history
Dalton.
defeats the ops?
Oh god, that'd be so
Holy
hilarious. I would
cow.
lose my mind, dude. I would pop
I
hard for
think the
that.
internet might have a conniption.
Dude, I think Tony Khan lives to give the internet conniption fits, to be honest with you. And I don't think he gives a shit. because
I don't,
he has
not anymore. He
he
used
has
to,
I don't give a
but
fuck
I don't
money.
think he cares anymore.
No, I think he realizes that him not giving a fuck makes us like it better.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
Talk less,
we're
book more.
Dalton Castle is about to give us exactly what the secret sauce is between him and the Outrunners, which we know is just pure comedy.
Yeah.
But he's immediately interrupted by screaming in the background, and our focus is turned, and it's Max Caster and Anthony Bowens yelling back and forth at each other.
Yeah.
Um, and they just like interrupt the whole promo. They're back and forth, doing their same shit. You won't stay away from me. You won't stay away from me. You're being loud. You're being loud. You're interrupting their promo. You're interrupting their promo. Blah blah blah. We're doing the thing, and they decide to leave after the Outrunners like, hey, we're doing a promo here,
Yeah.
and they take off, and Dalton Castle looks Lexi there right in the eye, goes, and that's the secret, as if he has been doing the promo the whole fucking time.
Oh, but first they pull a Sid Vicious.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. Can we start over again? And she's like, "We're live." And that was definitely a Sid callback.
Oh, absolutely it was.
But he was like, "And that's the secret," as if he had been doing the promo the whole
The only
time.
thing that would
And
have made
just
it better is if Lexi had said, "Pal, we're live, pal."
yeah, yeah.
The only thing that could have made that.
But yeah, they do the Sid callback. They pretend like they've been doing the promo the whole time, and then they just leave. So we still don't know what. Well, in kayfabe, we don't know what the secret sauce is. We do know what the secret sauce is. They're fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
Um, Dalton Castle's such a legitimate wrestler. Like
he is.
people often
He absolutely
overlook
is.
that, like how
But no, he's
really good
pretty
he is.
accomplished as an amateur. He really was. Like, I mean, he's from upstate New York. He's not. He lives. He grew up maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours away from where I live. Like,
Oh,
he's pretty accomplished as an amateur wrestler. You don't see it too often because of his comedy character, but like you do see it when he throws the suplexes.
mm-hmm.
Like this is a
Oh yeah,
very
he has very Textbook suplex.
adept grappler.
Yeah,
Um, and he honestly he used to do a lot more of it, a lot more suplexes, especially German suplexes, before he broke his back.
yeah,
And then he broke his back, and now he can't take as many back bumps because he broke his back.
yeah.
So,
The fact that he's
um,
wrestling still is crazy.
yeah, it's nuts. Like the dude is way tougher than his character would suggest he is.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but yeah, like no, all the love to Dalton Castle. Love that guy. I've loved that guy for over a decade now since I ever first saw him at a 2CW show. And I'm just like, dude, who is this guy? Like it was a time at the on the indies where everybody was essentially the same. Like their gimmick, they used their real name or a version of their real name, and their gimmick was I'm a serious wrestler. It was very much ROH coded across the indie scene.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have somebody like he was really the vanguard of a new wave of personality driven characters on the indie scene. Like you get the crest of that wave uh early like into the pandemic, like right before the pandemic hit with guys like Danhausen and Orange Cassidy and Dan the Dad, like
Mm-hmm.
all those kind of guys. Um Effie is another one.
Mm-hmm.
But like all those character driven ones, they had guys like Dalton Castle to thank for essentially like getting over on the Indies
Mm-hmm.
when it didn't look like a character driven guy. When the Indies were very much work rate driven at that point
Yeah.
instead of character driven, and then you get Dalton Castle, the party peacock, who comes in a full bodysuit with definitely queer coded presentation with the wings and the whole thing. He comes out, you know, he was coming out to Queen before he was on TV and they couldn't pay Queen the rights. So and so they had to do a Jimmy Hart version of it. But like he was something else. And he was a shot in the there's a reason they pushed him over Cody Rhodes with the world title in ROH back before AEW bought it. So like the guy is legit and I'm
Yeah.
super duper happy.
I fucking love Dalton Castle, man. Like he's one of my favorites by far. Like
He's got great hair.
That's also true. That's also he's just like so like
He's
silly
unique.
and intense at the same time. Like
Nobody else is like Dalton
no,
Castle. He's
nobody.
absolutely one of a kind.
Yeah, yeah. After that, we find out that our Women's World Tag Team Championship tournament starts on Wednesday. So Friday night is
Yeah,
kind of stacking up.
finally.
We get that four-way. We get the women's title tournament starting. We got
Blood and
the
guts.
Blood and Guts is coming pretty soon. Like this is coming up. We're coming up on a couple of really fucking fun weeks. So over the next few
Mm,
weeks. Um, but then after that, we've got our. I think this is our main event for the night.
yep,
Yeah, it's
the eight
the
man tag.
400K All Star 8-man tag with
Yeah,
Jet Speed and Jurassic Express
this
versus
was every.
FTR and the
Yeah,
Young Bucks.
this was everything I could have asked for.
Oh
I
God, yeah,
loved it.
wasn't it?
It was
Wasn't it?
fantastic. I was so into this. Like the best part, I think, was when uh Matt Jackson did the upside down split and Nick was gonna go for the dive and Cash Wheeler stops him so that he can hit the ropes and do a tope con hero over the top ropes of the guy. Like that's not something you see them do all the time, but you could tell, my God, FTR and the Young Bucks have probably been waiting for the moment where they could team instead of face each other for the longest time. You can tell that they may not like each other like they're bros or whatever, but you can tell that they respect the hell out of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is great. And the Jurassic Express, rich bitch,
Oh, dude, yeah, they
keep winning money.
Nigel Jack Perry just came over here and took money out of this bag and put it in his bag. It's like what?
I mean,
Fucking
why not?
Nigel.
Why do you need two bags? Like it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
The I thought this was just a lot of fun, man. I
Hell yeah.
thought we were gonna have a so Jungle Boy brought a beach ball out, and I totally thought we were about to have a beach ball situation where like the match gets ignored
Oh,
by the crowd because of the beach ball, and then Cash, like a
Cash.
fucking gangster, man,
Cash was
just
the star of this match
dude,
for
he
his
was.
moments, which is not like normal. Like I feel like he ever since his heel turn, he's really ramped up his personality
I feel like they
and
had a
like
little bit of tequila before
he
this match or something, but he was looking great,
smashed that ball
dude.
and that pop, and I mean the pop of the ball exploding
Yeah.
was loud as hell,
Mhm.
and the crowd was all over him for it.
Yeah.
It was so good. I don't know if that was planned because you can never really tell if you're going to get the ball back.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
But
think it
like,
was planned, but
I feel like he's like, if I get the ball back, this is what I'm doing. But I don't know if I'm going to
yeah,
get it back. So we'll see. I'm glad he got the ball back
I
because
am too.
that was great. What heat that was
Dude, yeah, he
fantastic.
all that heat just for smashing a fucking beach ball, dude. Like
Yep.
that's amazing. But yeah, I mean, like fucking, I don't know everything about this match. Like, dude, one of my favorite moments was when they were gonna do the four-way BTE trigger on
Yeah.
Luchasaurus, and he just
Yeah.
moved out of the way,
Yep.
and they
Everybody
all
hits their knees.
everybody hit knees together. I was like, damn, it
I
was
loved how
funny
they
too,
put
because like,
over Luchasaurus too. Like they
dude,
treated him
yeah,
like a big threat. Like
yeah.
they're leaning into how over Luchasaurus has been since he got back, and I'm here for it
No, I'm totally here for it, dude. I'm totally here
for
for it. I
sure.
love Luchasaurus, so this is great. Like, you let him beat up everybody. That's fine. I'm cool with that. Like,
He's a
whatever.
dinosaur.
Yeah,
How do you how does that not get over? Everybody loves
I need
dinosaurs.
Luchasaurus versus Mortos stat.
Oh, I need Luchasaurus and Mortos as an unofficial alliance. That's what I need. Like
Just raw at each other back
if
and
they're gonna
forth.
make this a trio eventually, Mortos is the guy.
I
Mortos is the
also,
guy.
I also definitely need them to
A
have a.
boy and his zoo.
I definitely need Mortos and Luchasaurus to have a one-on-one promo off.
Yeah. Promo of the year.
It would be great. It would be fucking amazing.
But
Um,
yeah, the finish comes when both members of FTR are taken out by Jet Speed's individual finishers. UFO splashed Cash or to Dax, I think, and it was 1, 2, 3 because Dax always takes the pit. Uh, and yeah, so Jet Speed redeemed themselves for their loss at the pay-per-view. Win some money in the process, which was good. I feel like that was the right call.
Yeah.
for because even though it was the Young Bucks angle for the money on the line, and they were going to lose to the team the Jurassic Express was on, there's no need to run that finish back when
Hmm.
you could move the other one forward by having Jet Speed go even with FTR.
Yeah.
Like this was a good call booking wise.
Yeah. And then
Uh
before we go off the air, they announced that next week we're going to see these same four teams in a four-way tag team match to determine
yeah.
who faces Brodito at Full Gear.
So smart money is probably on Jurassic Express. They've got the momentum right now. But it, like I said, I think eventually they're gonna want to move the belts to FTR so they can move the belts to Cope Christian. So I don't know when Copeland gets back from filming what is it, the
Percy
show that he's on,
Jackson
Percy
or
Jackson.
whatever. Yeah.
I don't know how long that's gonna take. I don't know how when he's back. But if it's soon, it'll be FTR here. But I think the momentum is going in Jurassic Express's favor. You go with the hot hand, even if they lose the belts, even if they lose the title shot. I think that's where they go. I think they go with Jurassic Express.
Hmm. Yeah, I think they probably go with Jurassic Express in this one.
Interesting
Uh,
babyface dynamic there.
but yeah, it is going
Which
to
is
be.
fine though. That means that no matter who wins, the fans.
Yeah, that's fair. That was Collision for the
But
week, and
yeah,
it was pretty
Collision
good,
I thought
man.
was. I mean, Dynamite was a good show. I thought Collision was right up there with it though. It
Yeah,
was neck and neck. I think Dynamite probably edges it out for the Moxley stuff. Like I cannot oversell how impressed I was with the hand of that. So
yeah,
I think that probably tips it for me. I think Dynamite
yeah,
just ekes out Collision this week, but both were good shows.
yeah. It was a good week for wrestling for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
Yeah, good fun shows.
All right. Now that we've taken a long time to talk at the beginning about two different subjects accidentally, and quite a long time to talk about each show, now it's time to talk a long time in a different sense about different things. What are we doing, Aaron?
We're gonna do what the pros do and call it in the ring.
Ding, ding, ding. That's right. And this week is heading into Halloween, as we all know. And so I thought it might be fun to talk about some of the spooky or supernatural themed or horror themed gimmicks in wrestling history. But instead of the normal thing that we do, which is just like pick five or so of our favorite of those types of gimmicks, thought we'd do something a little different this time. And even though I know the whole gimmick about tier lists is supposed to be visual, I mean, y'all have seen a tier list. You can figure it out for yourself. That's what we're going to do. That allows us to talk about more people, I feel. And there are quite a few of the spooky type or horror themed or inspired gimmicks in wrestling history.
Mhm.
So, what I'm going to do, uh, I've got my tier list set up here. I know y'all can't see it. Sorry. And it's not going on YouTube. Sorry again. But I've got a whole bunch of people here listed, and we're going to discuss some and we're going to place them in a tier list. And then at the very end, we're going to go over the whole thing for you. So if you're not familiar with the tier list, S is at the top. Those are perfect or damn near. A, B, C, and then D is the worst because for some reason they don't believe in F. They believe in S, which doesn't exist in grading, but they believe in F. Don't believe in F. Go figure. Don't know. Um, but yeah, like you ready? You ready to
Yeah,
do this? All right.
yeah,
Uh, so let's get the obvious one out of the way because the obvious one is the first one that is an uncontested, absolutely clear S tier, and I don't think I'm going to get any pushback from you on this. The Undertaker.
yeah. No
Like
pushback at all.
how we were talking about this earlier before we started recording, and like in recent years, as he's been doing his podcast and stuff like this, it's become very clear to me that the Undertaker is somebody who I suspect probably has used the hard R a little bit more often than he really, really should have. But we're not talking about Mark Calloway, the man, specifically. We're talking about the character. The Undertaker, as a character, has proven time and time again that he's versatile, it's malleable, it's stood the test of time. People connect with it. It is it, it is adaptable in the fact that he actually dipped out of the supernatural thing, did a biker thing for a few years, came back in it and incorporated elements of that to his spookiness, and it still resonated and it still didn't come off as inauthentic. And the fact of the matter is, this is a 6'10" zombie wizard, Old West Undertaker,
Yeah.
mortician, who's and if they didn't, really push that button and really push it home, his manager was a man named Paul Bearer. It doesn't get more overt than that, and
No.
yet it's still got
Yeah.
massively over to the
Massive.
point where he was, his matches at WrestleMania during the latter part of the streak were almost as or more important than whatever was happening in the world title scene
Yeah.
because it was him.
Yeah.
So I I don't think there's much else need to be said, but Aaron, if you have anything to add,
I
please
mean,
do.
well, okay, okay. To build on that last point, I mean, WrestleMania 25 is a perfect example. The only 5-star match on that card is Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
It was like 2 or 3 matches before the main event, and God, fuck, I honestly, I went to the fucking show and can't tell you shit that happened after that match.
Uh I can tell you that Chris Jericho and Triple H stunk out the joint.
Yeah, but like all I remember is how great it was. Like that match was so emotional. I almost got into a fist fight with a guy dressed up as the Undertaker
Yep.
during that match because I was rooting for Shawn Michaels, and we were like dueling chants and everything. He had come down from a higher deck and was standing at the end of my row, and he was like, I don't want to fight a grown man in a John Cena t-shirt, because yes, I was wearing a John Cena t-shirt. And I said, dude, you're literally dressed up as the fucking Undertaker.
Yeah, this was 2009. It was a different time.
Yeah, it was a different time. And then there were two like dudes dressed up as old school bodybuilders sitting behind me, go like commentating on this burgeoning feud in front of them between me and Undertaker guy, and just going
Yeah.
bully, bully. That's so bully. Like they were making me laugh the whole time, which really kind of diffused the situation.
Yeah.
But on top of that, like my history with the Undertaker personally goes farther back than that. My dad was a Mean Mark Callis fan. I knew about the heart punch. Like when that guy showed up as the Undertaker, my dad was like, "That's Mean Mark Callis." My dad tried like hell to ruin the mystique for me because I knew who
Sure.
Mean Mark Callis was. Like my dad watched WCCW and shit. Like we knew who this guy was. But at the same time, he fucking terrified me
Yeah.
when that like even sitting at home like watching SummerSlam, it's still broad daylight outside at the time these matches are going on in Texas. So there's like light coming in through the windows and shit. The arena on the TV goes dark and that bell hits, and I'm grabbing my dad's leg like, holy shit. Like the Undertaker has me
Yeah.
terrified. S tier, no question.
Yeah. I don't think that that's going to be controversial, which is why I got it out of the way to begin
Yeah.
with. It's like, set the tone, get
Yeah.
it out of the way, like that's the benchmark is the
Mm-hmm.
Undertaker. I don't think anybody's going to argue
Yeah.
that. That being said, you can't have a discussion about the Undertaker without inevitably including his kayfabe brother Kane. Now,
Mm,
Kane is a little bit more complicated because
man.
uh,
Cool.
I truly do feel that his debut is one of the best debuts in wrestling history in terms of instant, know what the character is about, know what his presentation is, you're immediately impressed by it. For those who don't know, who are maybe a little too young or what have you, he debuted this gimmick after months of Paul Bearer, who had betrayed the Undertaker. Uh, he said, "Your brother Kane, who you thought died in a fire, he's alive and he's coming back for you. He did this for like 2 months, 3 months. That he was uh, warning the Undertaker. The Undertaker was fighting Shawn Michaels, European champion, at Bad Blood 1997 for the right to face world champion Bret Hart at Survivor Series of that year, which you should know.
Hmm.
I won't go into that because it's not relevant. But uh, it was at this point towards the end of the match, very first Hell in a Cell match, where Shawn Michaels was getting battered pillar to post to cage, and bloodied to hell by the Undertaker for about 20 minutes, and all of a sudden he's about to finish him off, and the lights go out, and then you hear the chorus, the chords from the organ of Kane's music hit, and you hear that I hate to give him any credit, but you hear that iconic call from Vince McMahon. That's that's gotta be Kane. That's gotta be Kane. And here's Kane, who, with the lifts in his boots, is taller than the Undertaker. He's covered head to toe in red and black with that modified like hockey mask looking thing on his face, long hair. He looks like a bigger, more jacked Undertaker that's got a full body covering. He rips the cage door off by its hinges and just casually tosses it aside, throws the referee aside, and gets right up in the Undertaker, up in his face. You can see that he's taller than the Undertaker, again with the lifts in his boots. And he drops him with the Tombstone pile driver, and the Undertaker is out for like minutes. And then finally, Shawn and Kane just leaves, and Shawn just crawls over and covers them for the slowest 1, 2, 3 you can imagine. It was like Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees or any of those slasher villains had come to life and just with one move destroyed the most powerful force in WWF at the time. It was brilliant. That said, there have been good versions of Kane and very bad versions of Kane.
Hmm.
Um, uh, I would argue that after he got unmasked, it actually wasn't that bad because he went more towards the sadistic side. He really got a push in terms of villainy. Like
Hmm.
he tombstone Linda McMahon on the stage and subsequently tied Shane McMahon to the ring post and electrocuted that man's testicles with jumper cables connected to a car battery.
He
In
did do
terms
that.
of sadistic villainy, you could do worse.
Hmm.
I know that some people don't like that. I thought it was scary as hell. I'm like, no, I don't want to face this guy. No, I am terrified of this man. This man isn't even a man. This man is a demon. Okay, I'm convinced. Like, no, no, thank you, no. Um, but there was also like, embrace the hate. So like, there's that, and there's like all the jobbing he had to do that diminished him. There's the Kane or Rooney, um,
Corporate
uh,
Kane.
corporate Kane, the clone Kane,
Hmm.
from May 19th. Uh, and this is putting aside that Glenn Jacobs is a MAGA asshole. This is aside from all of that. So like, I'm not really sure where to put Kane because he is iconic, but most of the stuff he was involved in was really bad. Like the vast
Uh,
majority of it was bad.
I mean, I put him in like a B tier, like at the very top.
Like I
Yeah,
love the concept of the character, the
like
long lost, presumed dead evil brother who, at concept anyway, was scarred all over his body, and it was Undertaker's fault. Come back. I love a good revenge arc. I
yeah.
love it. I'm a real sucker for a revenge story. So that, like, okay, yeah, I'm about that. But the further away you got from that, and you had to get away from that, the longer he's employed in that gimmick, like, what else are you going to do? You have to come up with new ideas to do stuff with him, like
Yeah.
you would with anybody. But the problem is the starting point is less malleable than most wrestlers. It's like
Yeah.
this is your thing. You are a slasher villain, and that's okay. That's it's a difficult starting point to adapt from,
Yeah.
and we know
I
that because most slasher movies are terrible because most most of the sequels are never as good as the first one.
No, not at all. Almost never.
Almost never. So like, I mean, I want based on its historical significance and the good because the good parts of Kane are really really good. I want to put him higher than B, but I don't think I can justify it. I think you're right. I think B is right, is the exact right place.
Yeah. Yeah, I
You
think it's a
know,
B on him.
like I wish I could put that character higher. Glenn Jacobs, I wish I could put lower on the list, but that character, I wish I could put him higher, but I don't. I think you're right. I think middle of the road is right where he belongs. He's kind of
Yeah.
good bad,
Yeah.
middle shelf.
Really good when he's good, really bad when he's
Yep.
bad. It's right there in the middle.
So, uh, can't really talk about those two without talking about not necessarily a spooky character, but the original incarnation of mankind was very horror coded.
Mhm.
And I think that he deserves to be in this conversation as well because he's so intrinsically tied to Undertaker specifically, but to a lesser extent Kane as well. Um like the Undertaker really started growing as a character because of Mick Foley's involvement,
Yeah.
because of Mankind pushing him. Like Mankind he's not like super tall. He's like six
No.
two, which is nothing to a 6'10" guy, you
Yeah.
know. So like you wouldn't think that he'd push a guy like that would push the Undertaker, but he pushed him and pushed him, pushed him, and he made you believe that wow, the Undertaker may actually be in over his head, if anything,
Mhm.
against this guy, this deranged, you know, Hannibal Lecter masked psychopath who stole Paul Bearer from him.
Mhm.
Like it was. I think if you include the later, the post Faces of Foley interview Mankind version, they're nothing alike
No.
except their willingness to take and dish out pain. That's
Yeah.
literally the only thing that they have in common. The
Yeah.
Mankind that won the world title is not even the good version of Mankind. The
No.
Mr. Sacco version is not the complex, sympathetic anti-villain version of Mankind.
Yeah.
Like the original 1996 version is an incredible character.
Yeah.
Like
But
if you go back and watch
unfortunately,
that, oh, and the
uh,
two entrance themes, I thought an incredible presentation. He comes out and he has that kind of dark, morose, haunting theme, and then he beats the guy up and he chokes him out with the mandible claw. Then as soon as you win, he rocks back and forth in the corner like a traumatized toddler as this beautiful piano music like plays him out, and it was nothing like I'd ever seen before presentation wise. It was amazing.
yeah.
So do we, because they share the same name, do we treat that character as the same
I
gimmick?
mean, we kind of have to. I
We
mean, if we're
did with
gonna,
Kane, I guess,
yeah, if we're
right?
gonna do
And
this
the
with Kane, we have
Undertaker.
to do it with Mankind too.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, because of the vast majority of the life of Mankind
Yeah.
not really being a spooky character, I I
Probably like
still
the
put
C.
him at a B though,
Yeah.
because that
The good
initial
parts are
run with
so good. Like
Undertaker and Kane was definitely
seriously, listeners, if you have never seen the 1996 run of Mick Foley as Mankind before he cuts the interview with um Jim Ross, the sit down interview where he goes over, his past, his youth as Mick Foley, as Dude Love, and that's where they bring Dude Love in is because he mentioned it in this sit down interview where he eventually chokes out JR with the mandible claw. Um you go back and do yourself a favor and watch, especially if you're not going to watch anything else. Watch his Mind Games match in your house. Mind Games. against Shawn Michaels for the WWF title.
Hmm.
The finish is a little clustery, but I honestly think it's still Mick Foley's best match. Screw Randy Orton. This is his best match, in my opinion. Like it's an incredible, uh, it's an incredible, you know, and especially for 1996, where broad characters were far more prevalent instead of complex ones that we're used to seeing now because we're starved, or we're starved for choice in AEW for complex characters. Um, but like back then, it was like it was him, and it was like Goldust
Yeah.
for like complexity, and that was about it, really. So like everybody else was pretty clearly defined. There wasn't really, well, Stone Cold was on the rise, but he wasn't really accepted as a babyface yet. So
Yeah.
anyway, I'm going on and on. So let's move on. So if we're gonna talk about Kane and we're gonna talk about Mankind, we kind of have to talk about the guy who's a little bit of both, Abyss,
Ah, Abyss.
who's like half Kane, half Mankind. The presentation is very Mankind's with the mask and the hair and the brown tones. Uh, but he's a much bigger dude and he wrestles much more like Kane. Uh, he's an interesting one as well because he suffered from the Kaneisms right alongside Kane, even though he was in TNA,
Hmm.
where like they tried to like humanize him and in the process kind of like dumbed him down.
Yeah.
Um, but man, like when he was starting out in TNA, I remember watching a few of those shows, and I was really, really impressed with the guy. Not just his wrestling skill, although that was for a big guy at the time. He was a really, really good big guy wrestler. He would do stuff that nobody his size would have been able to do. Like now, you've got guys like Keith Lee, you know, doing moonsaults and stuff, but like nobody was doing the kind of stuff that Abyss was doing at the time. Um, that said, like there's also like he got unmasked and played his brainwashed twin brother or something at one point. He became a Hulkamaniac who was basically an updated Dave Sullivan with the super powerful Hall of Fame ring. Like there was a ton of, even the lamest Kane stuff doesn't really compare to the lame stuff that they had Abyss do.
Yeah.
And God bless him. Ray Park is a good soldier. I'm glad that like he has a really good mind for wrestling too. So I'm glad that he eventually, I mean, if it's with WWE, got a producer job because clearly has a mind for it. But like, yeah, the gimmick is like you're already starting off ripping off two different guys who were in the business. One was already in the business, still active, and the other one at the time had just retired.
Yeah.
So like I don't know if I want to place him any higher than B, and I really think that he probably deserves probably lower than that.
I'm going to a C on that one, man.
Yeah, I think that's where he belongs, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that he seems like a great guy and I enjoyed his work. The gimmick was derivative though, like
Yeah. Super derivative.
derivative, and they had him do a whole bunch of way goofier stuff than they ever even had Kane do, and he was doing Team Hell No at one point.
Yeah.
So, all right, enough of that. How about we go with somebody a little more lighthearted, like my boy Danhausen? Oh, see now this
uh
is difficult for me because I love Danhausen, but I have to be objective about the gimmick, right?
right.
It's a comedy gimmick.
Yeah.
He describes it as he approaches it as if Conan O'Brien was possessed by a demon.
Yeah.
That's how he looks at the character. Also, he hasn't been on TV ever. I don't know what Tony Khan is thinking. Just give him a talk segment. I know you don't really like talk segments in AEW, but dude, give one to him, please. Like for real, it could be amazing. It would be amazing. He's not intimidating,
No.
but he gets points, supernatural points, for cursing people.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody do anything. Well, there is one other guy I want to talk about that sort of does it, but didn't, but played it straight. But like straight up curses people, and it's over.
Yeah.
And
Over his
the
head.
problem is that they never really took it seriously. It's like either commit to it or don't.
Yeah.
Like with comedy stuff like this, you either have to play it like it's real or play it like it's can't
Hmm.
halfway go. You have to make a choice and stick with
Yeah.
it. It can't work sometimes and not work other times, unless it never ever ever works. And then after a year of trying to make it work, it finally coincidentally does. That's the only exception. Um, I love me some Danhausen. It's a really, really interesting take. Um, I think it's a perfectly acceptable lower mid card gimmick, and definitely one of the gimmicks that we're going to see. Definitely one of the more mic friendly gimmicks for
Yeah.
sure. Dude knows how to work a mic. I mean, he speaks like nobody else.
Yeah.
Nobody else speaks the way Danhausen. So he's already got that going for him that he is immediately unique in that sense as well.
Hmm.
I My heart says S. My brain says
I give him an A tier,
yeah.
man. I mean,
Like
because he
I
is a
I
spooky gimmick, but he's not really that spooky except for the curse
he's fun
thing. But he's
spooky.
hilarious.
He's fun spooky. He's not creepy spooky.
Yeah. Okay.
He's not
Yeah.
scary
Let's.
spooky.
I'd give him an A.
He's the fun of Halloween. Whereas like Kane is the horror of Halloween.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know, uh, Danhausen is Halloween the holiday. Kane is Halloween the movie,
Fair.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Fair.
um, okay. How about we go in a slightly different direction? How about Prince of Darkness, Kevin Sullivan, going a little old school here, early 80s.
Okay. Let's just put it all right out there. Kevin Sullivan's Prince of Darkness character is where all of these other characters came from. That is an
Yeah,
S tier fucking spooky character.
he
He was
he
legitimately a
really does.
terrifying guy back in the day.
He really did benefit from wrestling being a more regional thing back then.
Hmm.
But he mainly worked in Jim Crockett and Florida Championship wrestling with this gimmick, which were hotbeds for Satanic Panic because it's right in the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
People were unrealistically worried about Dungeons and Dragons for some reason, and Kevin Sullivan was smart enough to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Uh,
This is S tier for me
yeah,
easily, dude.
I
Just easily.
I want to say as I want to say that before I propose where I put it, I want to do a disclaimer. I want to say that again, he benefited from a regional thing. I don't know if he could get away with this on a national stage. And with that Boston accent of his, kind of takes a little bit away from it because he doesn't really sound as serious as he could. That said, you're absolutely right. This, so far as I can tell, is the genesis of any kind of gimmick like this. It could only be allowed to take place with uh the environment, the atmosphere of the early 1980s and the Satanic Panic. Any earlier than that, and I bet this idea wouldn't get off the ground because
No.
everybody would be like, "No, we can't put that on TV. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
We're gonna
exactly.
get we're gonna get kicked off. We can't put
Yeah.
you on TV with this." With this, the Satanic Panic was already a thing. People were clamoring for it. The Halloween was in 1979. That
Yeah.
was, I mean, that wasn't the first slasher, but it was the first blockbuster slasher.
Yeah.
And, it was only being followed by, a whole slew of other horror films that really lent into, leaned into stuff like what The Exorcist was 1975.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, it was still fresh culturally in a lot of people's minds.
Yeah.
You're right. I think Kevin Sullivan is S tier in this gimmick.
Yeah.
He is not S
100%.
tier as Taskmaster
No,
in the
hell
Dungeon
no.
of Doom.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no.
If we're tiering the Dungeon of Doom, which still fits the criteria of spooky and
D.
yeah, absolute D tier.
Absolute D
Dungeon
tier shit.
D
But
stands for Dungeon of Dopes, is what it stands for. As my
there's
dad
no
and I always call it.
Hulkamaniacs in
Yeah.
here.
Like it was just, oh God, it was just ooh,
That shit was
awful,
so
awful,
terrible.
awful.
It was all
Yeah,
bad.
that goes straight into D
Yeti.
tier. The Yeti. Um, I I'm gonna. This might be a little controversial, but I think it still counts because of the original portrayal of it
Mhm.
by Matt Bourne, Doink the Clown. I
Only the
think it
original Matt
counts.
Bourne one.
Only the original Matt Bourne, the heel version.
Yeah, and that's
But
an
I
A
think
tier one.
Doink, yeah, I think you're right. I think it's A tier. His work as channeling, the creepiness of clowns. It was broadcast on in a miniseries just 2 years before this
Hmm.
gimmick first made its way. I think Doink was debuted in '92.
Yeah,
It
something
was
like that.
1990. I
Yeah.
know that. With Tim Curry, and like so, creepy clowns was still kind of a thing in the public consciousness. Is really, really, he really leaned into it too. Like
Mhm.
there were times where he would switch from that laughing, just jovial clown thing to just this murderous glare, and it
Yeah.
was absolutely frightening, terrifying.
Hmm.
Um, as long as he leaned it, as soon as they turned him babyface and they had him be played by other people, like it was just okay, this is just a cartoon. But in his original incarnation, oof, were you as freaked out by Doink as I was?
Fuck yeah, it was.
Like, I'm not
I'm
afraid
not even
of
afraid of clowns.
clowns.
Yeah,
Me
I'm not even
neither.
afraid of
I
clowns. Like
was
I watched
afraid of
it
that
just
clown
fine.
though.
It and
I was
Doink.
afraid of that clown
It and Doink
for sure.
and full disclosure, it Doink and what was that asshole's name who was on TV? Uh
Huh?
with the big hair. Um
Oh, I don't know.
God dang it. I think it might have been a Texas thing. I gotta look this up or I'm gonna lose my mind not remembering it. This one clown on that was on TV. I think he might have been like on cable access or PBS or something.
I don't know. I
His
don't really know what you're talking about. So,
Bozo the clown
oh,
used to terrify the shit out of me, dude.
see, like I
Other
know
clowns, no problem. Like in
I
person at
know
the
of
carnival, whatever.
Bozo. I know of Bozo. Like that's a famous clown. But I don't
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever actually
it
seen
was
any of his work.
terrifying, dude. It was
Really?
just yeah, just the 70s aesthetic of everything, and me being like an 80s kid, and like when I finally saw it, when could remember seeing it, it was almost the early 90s at that point, and so it still had that 70s aesthetic, and it was just there was something
Yeah.
weird about it, man. Like I was like, this is like a trafficking farm, even though I
Well,
didn't know how to put that into words at the
I mean,
time.
I'm looking at a
You know?
photo of him right now, and yeah, I mean, it's very clear that for the 1990 version of it, that they almost almost line for line took Pennywise's look straight from Bozo.
Yeah,
Like just looking at this picture, it's very clear to me that
yeah.
that's absolutely the case.
Yeah, so he was to him, Pennywise, and Doink, man, were the only ones that were like I wasn't scared of Ron McDonald or any of that shit, but like those three, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um. Okay. So there's that. How about okay? So we're talking a little bit more. Um. No, I wouldn't say a deep cut, but a deeper cut than probably some people here would probably give it credit for. Vampiro,
Cool.
major star in Mexico, came into WCW around 1999, had a long feud with Sting after he was done with the NWO, had an alliance with the Great Muta, and then went on to just kind of after he didn't get picked up when WWF bought WCW, and he just kind of pilled around the independents until Lucha Underground came along, and he was a commentator, and then he kind of just got fat and out of touch. So, but as
I think
far
he
as the
was
gimmick is
commentating for AAA for a little bit too.
yeah, as far as the presentation was concerned, I thought he was an excellent foil for Sting. Like he was never like a super great wrestler, but
Yeah.
he definitely had a certain charisma about him for
Hmm.
sure that I enjoyed seeing him and Sting go at it because of their similar aesthetic. Um, Obviously Vampiro was much more punk than Sting was.
Yeah.
You know, he would wear punk t-shirts
Hmm.
all the time.
Like,
Uh, and he actually looked a little bit more like the Crow than Sting did, honestly, with
yeah.
his makeup.
You know, with Vampiro, with his longevity and everything, like normally I would put him in like a B tier maybe.
Yeah.
But the fact that like other than like the Sting feud, a lot of the stuff he did was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
And then the kind of other than Lucha Underground, everything else he's done has been kind of bad. Um,
Yeah.
like the commentating on Lucha Underground was good. The commentating, I think it was either NJPW or AAA that he'd commentated on that was good. But other than
And
that, like,
you have to consider his commentating since he was still doing it under the Vampiro name
yeah.
too.
But
As long
as
as it's
far as
in
like,
under the name, we gotta count.
but also then as far as being like spooky, like he wasn't really that spooky. He was just kind of like Misfits adjacent
Well, like,
and ICP
well, I
adjacent.
mean, remember, it's not just spooky, but it's horror inspired. It's
I
supernatural
mean,
inspired. It's of that Halloween aesthetic, I
honestly,
guess,
with
is what you would call
him, just just because of I don't know, man. Like I'd probably put him in a C tier.
it. Yeah.
Just because like I didn't even consider him for this list in the first place.
Ah,
So I mean,
that's tell right there.
yeah, it's kind of telling.
Yeah.
Like his name didn't even cross my mind, and I was like, oh well. When you said it, I was like, oh,
Did this name cross your mind?
hmm,
We have Finn Balor,
the demon.
the demon Finn Balor. You can't be called a demon and not be considered, especially with the extent to which he painted himself up. Like I think they
Yeah,
did serious damage. Anytime that he dressed up as the demon, he should have gone over
yeah,
every single time. Like the first time he lost in the paint to Samoa Joe, okay, it was inside a cage. It was Samoa Joe. You know, it was but the way that they had him lose to uh freaking Roman Reigns with the
mhm,
turnbuckle crap,
yeah,
you know, for no reason, like it was they killed that. They killed
yeah,
it dead. That said, one of the best NXT debuts I've ever seen. Like
yeah,
he was coming out with the music and the fog and the lack of lights and the paint and the whole headdress get up and the move, you know, the weird shaky movements down to the ring. And the crowd was into him from the moment that he stepped foot onto that stage. They were chanting, "This is awesome," before he made it to the ring. That's awesome.
yeah,
That's fantastic. I would give it an S tier personally, but for the fact that they killed it dead by having him take unnecessary losses in the paint.
hmm.
I don't know
I
how
mean,
you feel though.
I put it in A tier for that exact reason because it was awesome, and then they fucking killed it. Like it could have been an S tier thing,
Yeah.
but they failed to maintain the mystique of it.
Okay. We're
So
gonna go
I
with
put
just
him at A tier.
yeah. Go with just a couple more here. Um, Papa Shango.
Man,
Yeah, right.
Okay, so
Interesting, right?
here's the thing about that because
Charles Wright,
that guy went on to later have a way better character in The Godfather.
for sure.
Um,
I
so
still
we're
say Papa
talking
Shango was better than Kama Mustafa.
we're talking about a relatively short period of this guy's career.
Yeah, 91 to 93-ish,
Yeah, so
maybe,
maybe a couple of years.
maybe, maybe 92.
I start out placing this on a B tier, okay?
Mhm.
But his lack of ability to pay the fuck attention to when he's supposed to be in a spot caused
Yeah.
us to have a Hogan title reign where we shouldn't have had to have one. So C
Yeah,
tier it is.
certain dominoes fell from
Yeah,
that. Although
anytime
in it, although in his defense, apparently whoever it wasn't necessarily his fault. Whoever was supposed to give him the cue didn't give him the cue,
mm, but
so
that
he missed his cue.
yeah, but he missed his cue and that's kind of a big deal.
Honestly,
And
he shouldn't have been in Gorilla to begin with. If they were smart, they would have had him under the ring the whole.
yeah, yeah, Fog Machine and him under the ring would have
Yeah,
been fucking awesome. But yeah, so I mean, I put him in C tier because he it started in B. It's a good
yeah,
spooky character, but come on, man, you caused some dominoes to fall that made us have to live through another fucking Hogan title reign. That's a
yeah.
negative.
I hadn't considered that. My thing was if you look at it objectively, it's actually, I mean, you could argue that it's racist. Um, but
This is around the time that
that,
like Serpent and the Rainbow and shit was coming out,
yeah,
wasn't it? Like when all the voodoo shit
that
was.
aside, because I don't know if I want to get into that because like I don't know enough about actual voodoo to
Mhm.
really weigh in on it. I don't want to speak from an ignorant position. What I do know is that it was effective on a young child like myself.
Mhm.
Um, but looking back with adult eyes, it's a fine enough goofy cartoony character until the point where he made actual supernatural things happen.
Mhm.
Like the kind of uh what's the word I'm looking for? The ambiguity of it
Yeah.
actually helped it. And then once he made the Undertaker throw up black stuff in the middle of the ring, I'm like, okay, I'm over this.
Yeah.
Not as a child. As a child, that freaked me out. But looking back with adult eyes, like, oh, this was so much better when I thought maybe you could do this. Now that
Mhm.
I know you can do this, it's like, why haven't you been doing this the whole time? Why do you not use this to win literally every match?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So
Like
yeah,
if you can do that, why aren't you doing
I think
it?
C tier is appropriate for
Yeah.
that. Oh, it had its moments, but it was um okay. We're gonna do two more. The first, oh, three more. We're gonna do three more. First is your favorite and mine, the Boogeyman.
D.
D. Yeah,
D.
absolute D.
So yeah,
Worms are gross, and
worms are gross.
it did enhance the gimmick. I will say that objectively, it enhanced the gimmick because it's gross, but it's super gross. And the dude was terrible in the ring. All he did was show up and just like break a Flavor Flav clock over his head and look menacing, but he never really did anything.
No.
He said he was coming to get you. He never got you,
No.
except somehow Booker T at I think WrestleMania. He beat him and Charmel in a handicap match. I'm not sure if that was WrestleMania or SummerSlam,
I
but
can't remember.
it was on a big platform, and King Booker put over the Boogeyman, and that crime. It was a crime. It was a hate crime against me specifically, and I hated it. D tier,
D tier for
absolute
dumb.
Z
Yeah.
D tier. Next one, second to last one, arguably the best of the bunch. both versions of Bray Wyatt.
Fuck you for making me do both at once, man. Fuck you.
We
Because
can take it one at a time.
because okay,
Let's do cult
okay,
leader first.
okay.
Cult leader
Cult
first.
leader Bray Wyatt, S
Yeah.
tier.
Absolute S
S
tier.
tier.
100%.
Fiend Bray Wyatt, D tier.
Ooh, okay. Hang on. I, I I have a bone to pick with that because presentation wise, I thought it was I thought it was between
Okay.
the Mr. Rogers, you know, the Playhouse, the juxtaposition of those two things where he was essentially possessed by a demon, a literal demon. That was great. His initial presentation was even more of a slasher villain than Kane. That was great. Hell in a Cell was bad, real bad, but had nothing to do with him. It had everything to do with the nonsensical booking that they had Seth Rollins in act and the red lights. The red lights really,
And the
really,
red lights and
really
the worm
terrible.
projections and
Yeah, but that's a different match. And that actually is cult leader Bray. That's not the Fiend
oh
Bray.
yeah.
So we're
But
giving
the
him S
stupid
tier for that,
belt,
despite that, which is
the
how good
stupid
he
belt and the
cult leader.
mask with the
Yeah.
fiend stuff,
Well, the
like
belt was awful. Him jobbing to Goldberg in 2 seconds,
yeah,
awful.
awful. Like there's
But
just so many things
I
about that fiend character
I
that I didn't like.
feel like this character, as long as you kept him away from anything regarding a world title, was really, really captivating television. I loved it. So this is where you and I are going to split, probably. I cannot give it an S because of what they did with it with Goldberg and what they did with it with Randy Orton. Randy Orton beat him with one RKO after Alexa Bliss started inexplicably leaking from her forehead for
Leaking.
no reason, and then we got no explanation for it afterwards.
None.
Unforgivable. Unforgivable. Unforgivable booking. They took, an incredibly captivating portrayal of a character like the Fiend, and they neutered him at literally almost every opportunity. His best moment in that character as a wrestler was his debut squashing Finn Balor, absolutely obliterating him. This was the first Universal Champion, and he lost in like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Didn't get anything in. He was indestructible, and it was awesome. He brought the lantern that was in the shape of his head. Like it was incredible. One of the best things that they had done presentation wise for a long time. And it was all downhill from there because it was 2019 and WWE didn't know what the hell it was doing. Like
Yep.
2019 will go down as one of the worst creative years in WWE history. And a lot of it had to do with the subsequent booking of the Fiend post his debut. Now the vignette, oh well, with the exception of the Firefly Funhouse match, that was awesome. That was fantastic with Cena, incredible. But yeah, like I would still put him in A
Mm.
because a lot of the negative things around him didn't really have so much to do with character as a senile old man not know what he was doing.
Uh
So
yeah,
how
we're gonna
about we
differ a
split the
little bit.
difference and go with B?
B's fine. We'll split the difference.
We'll split the difference.
Yeah.
We'll go with B.
Yeah.
But Colt Lear Bray is an all timer.
S tier. Yeah, for sure.
S tier. And the last one, everybody's favorite ECW alumnus, the zombie. He's a literal zombie.
D.
No, 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 no.
D.
He showed up
D.
one time. He did exactly what a zombie would do. He walked around grunting, even with a microphone in his hand. He was all dusty. Like every single time he moved, there was a cloud of dust because he had just come up from his grave. For some reason, although some reason he was buried in a freaking flannel for some reason, and he just and then the best thing he did was get caned to hell by the Sandman. Easy S tier. Easy S tier.
I'll give it an A, but I can't S
Goofy
tier that
wrestling for
shit.
life,
I mean,
baby.
God love goofy wrestling, but I can't S tier that shit. The A is for me.
I will accept an A. I will accept an A.
Okay.
Uh
Fucking
oh,
zombie, dude.
the zombie, the ECW
The
zombie.
ECW song, God. Oh,
I remember
what a way
watching that.
to
I'm like,
open
yeah,
that.
screw you, sci-fi, for forcing this on us. We're gonna take it out on a local wrestler. All right, so oh, you know what? Let's add one more real quick. Because I just remembered something by mentioning ECW. James Mitchell, the Sinister Minister.
Oh man. B tier.
Nah, S tier because he was doing blow with those hookers on the last
That's why
NWA
I
pay per
said
view.
B tier. He's gonna kill the NWA single-handedly. 100 years of history gone down the fucking toilet.
Yeah, no, you're right.
James Mitchell
I
can't stop doing cocaine.
That dude, I don't know how he never wound up in WWE.
Don't either.
Like, could you imagine if they had hired him and had him as the higher power
That would have been
for
great.
the Ministry of Darkness?
Yeah.
Like, that would have made so much. It would have been so much better because even though the audience didn't know that guy, the presentation, he looks like the freaking devil. Like,
Yeah.
he has that whole thing, that whole aesthetic down pat. He's like if Paul Ellering took LSD and went on a bad trip.
Yeah.
And
Basically.
like if it was I feel like that would have really gotten it over instead of just completely destroyed it by having Vince McMahon be higher power. But yeah, like I think Minister is probably, in my opinion, like he cut a great promo. He had runs in WCW, ECW, TNA, managing different guys. You know, he managed Tajiri,
Oh yeah. I do love
you know,
Tajiri.
uh the Unholy Alliance, or is that what they were called? What were they called? The
I
Unholy
think
Union
I
or
think
something?
something like that.
Uh yeah, I think it was the Unholy Alliance. Yeah, Mikey Whipwreck and Yoshihiro Tajiri. Managed by the Sinister Minister. Like, yeah, it was James Vanderberg in WCW, where he
Yeah.
managed Mortis and Wrath.
Oh God, Mortis and Wrath.
Another Canyon reference, actually.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hey, talk about
but
Canyon
yeah,
twice on this show.
yeah, it's like honestly, he was like the manager version of the Prince of Darkness, Kevin Sullivan, in a lot of ways, actually, if
Yeah.
you think
Yeah.
about it. I mean, I think that deserves at least B tier.
Yeah. I mean, I'd give him at least a B.
Let's
Maybe
put
an
him in
A.
B. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. All right. So, as it stands right now, we're gonna finish this up. It stands right now. We've got in D tier, the Dungeon of Doom
Mm.
and the Boogeyman. C tier, we've got Abyss, Vampiro, and Papa Shango. In B tier, we've got Kane, Mankind, the original, well, the whole thing. The Fiend Bray Wyatt, and who's the other one? Shoot, I'm using a, I'm not using his thing. Oh, the Sinister Minister,
Okay.
James Vanderberg, or James Mitchell, Father James Mitchell, whatever you want to call him. That guy right here. I had to use a different picture because I didn't have a thing.
Mm.
In A tier, we've got the ECW Zombie, Doink the Clown, Finn Balor, and Danhausen. And in the S tier, we've got cult leader Bray Wyatt, Prince of Darkness Kevin Sullivan, and of course, The
The Undertaker.
Undertaker. I think that's a pretty good, solid, fair tier list.
I think so too.
Yeah. But if you have any quibbles about where we've placed anybody, please let us know. Hit
Yeah.
us up on Blue Sky after you've listened to this very long episode.
Yep. Hit us up on Blue Sky. Let us know what you think of our tier list, or if you have any suggestions that we missed here today. If you want to hear anything specific for a Call It in the Ring segment in the future, we also take suggestions for that. And otherwise, we will see you guys next week. Dangerous world out there, so keep your head on a swivel. Be safe, and we love you.
Yeah, we love you. Fuck ice.
Bye, guys. Peace.